Okay, I'm gonna check it.
It is on, we're checking to make sure it's going.
On this.
She's going to make sure it's on.
Yeah.
Hey, you got anything against me missing one meeting in February?
Yes. If you do, you do, you know, this part of
You
it.
guys still handle it.
I think so.
I couldn't, if I'm in the right place, I'll have a laptop, I couldn't do it on the internet.
You couldn't vote from there, but you couldn't vote from there because the meeting's public, but you could watch if you wanted to. Yeah.
Maybe, if I don't die before then,
Well, you got a bright outlook.
you know, every day's a
Bonus.
day I live, it's just great.
No, leave it there, yeah, that's fine.
Now, I suppose I'll be doing the same thing next year, build 2 or 3 lakes.
Give you something to do, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the easy ones.
Morning, Jeff.
15, come by.
It is live. If you want to turn it back off for 5 minutes, you can.
Lively crowd.
Good morning.
There you go. I told Sam earlier, it's like a big vacation. It's been like 3-4 weeks, it feels like, since our last meeting. But, all right, it's 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Let's start with the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was very good. We were all together on that, it felt like. Sam, could you lead some prayer, please?
Yes, sir. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before this morning to just say thank you for your many blessings. Thank you for your love and mercy and grace made new. Watch over and guide and strengthen us all. Help us to work together as one for the betterment of our community. Please forgive us of our sins and shortcomings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. We're going to try to get through this, obviously, as quick as we can. We're going to shuffle the agenda around a little bit, get some people out of here, back to work. First, we're going to start with the minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
I have a motion from Bob to approve the minutes from November the 15th, second by Dale. All in favor? Aye. Sure, do we have a copy here? I've got mine in front of me.
The minutes?
Right there, I'm sorry. Thank you. Next would be approval of claims, and before we go into that, I'll let Jim speak as usual, where we're at, what we're doing.
Sure, Commissioner, just for a note, for the agenda purposes, I don't think at any time on attorney comments I've ever had any comments. So this time I actually will, but not my own personal comments. We need to talk about the ARP recovery. There's some procedures, some deadlines coming up, and then there's an opiate settlement that the county's involved in that we also need to talk about some deadlines. So just purely for procedural, when we get to that point, I will have 2 matters to bring up.
Okay.
To direct question on the ledger, they're still going to talk about some deficits, but this is really meeting a lot of goals. So start with November 30th is our deadline. Each month we do a review of where the county is on the general balance. So on November 30th, 2020, 1 year ago, the negative balance in the general fund, just the general fund, was $1,905,095.69. In 2021, based on the work of all the departments, all the elected officials, commissioners, county council, combined effort, that's been reduced by $1.7 million in just a 6-month period, in that period of time. So on November 30th, there still was a negative balance. It was $284,488.60. So that takes us into December, getting into the claims. So on November 30th, our balance again, the negative was 284. There are 3 payrolls in December. There's 2 months in the year that there's 3 payrolls, and this is one of them. So the first payroll, so if someone looks today and looks in the general fund on 12/6, it doesn't say 284, it says 410. It absolutely does. So the negative balance today is $410,891.15. However, the receipt, not settled, there's 2 separate things, but each month, the general fund gets a receipt of revenue that has nothing to do with the June and December settlements. That amount is $200,000, more accurately, probably closer to 207. 4 minus 2 is 2. That puts us going in, when that receipt comes in next week, at a balance of 200,000. I don't know if anyone recalls, but that was the hope back in July that will be right before settlement came, could there be any way to get this negative balance in the range of $200,000? Zero obviously would have been perfect, but that was always it. And Owen County did it. I mean, once that receipt comes in, going into settlement, it's gonna be right in that range of 200,000. Now, in your claims, you're not gonna be paying any claims out of the general fund. That's been consistent, but it's even a little bit better news than that. In the general fund, there was a recognition in the summer that if things, the status quo continued, just kept pulling out, Owen County would probably be looking at a negative balance clearly well over $2 million in the general fund right now, if nothing had been done. But by all these measures that the departments, commissioners, the county council did, this is the third consecutive month that the actual negative balance in the general fund has been reduced. So we went from 355 to 308 to 284, and December, with the December settlement, there's gonna be a positive balance. So that's in the general. So the other question is, okay, but did you spend all the money? Did you spend and exhaust everything out of Riverboat, and did you spend and exhaust everything out of Lit-Edit? Because looking at July, that was a real possibility. As of today, and all the receipts are in, so there will be no more receipts of income in December to either Riverboat or Lit-Edit. But today, Riverboat has approximately 298,000 cash balance. That's real money. And the receipt came in this past week for Lit-Edit, the 85,000. It has $550,000 in Lit-Edit. So going into the settlement, there is approximately about $800,000 in cash still in Lit-Edit and in Riverboat. Now, we still have one more claim cycle. We have the out of cycle, but again, going back in July, there was the real possibility, would these be exhausted to zero to get to that goal of 200,000? There's $800,000 in the bank. So these are positive things. So in saying all that, there's no let-up, though, commissioners, if I may, and after if you want to listen. We've got 25 more days left in December. No spending, no discretionary spending, no necessary spending out of these general fund. There's a unique opportunity to get the settlement in, get a positive balance in the general fund, have that carry for months to all the way to May, and we have a possibility of not exhausting the Riverboat and the Lit-Edit. I think that's probably about as good as we can hope for. It's not perfect, but it is definitely $800,000 in the bank. A settlement on the way is a lot better than $2 million in the hole. So that's kind of where we're at. As far as the claims today, you're not paying anything out of the general fund, except the payroll, which is exactly, all of your claims, with the exception of 2 grants, the 9161 Community Corrections Grant and the 9167 Hazard Mitigation Grant. There are claims that will put both of those in the red, but that is a common practice. One's in the red by $89, one's in the red by $6. But my understanding, these grants are reimbursable grants. So that is not, unlike the general fund where you're putting it in, no hope there, these will be reimbursed. But all of your other funds, your highway all has over 100,000, up to 200,000 in every one of their accounts. The correctional facility, tax surplus revoke, all of these, EMS has over $500,000 in cash balance. So every one of your claims that are being paid are not anywhere near exhausting cash balances, which is exactly what you want. So in the brief overplay, we cannot spend. We've got 25 more days of this. Do not spend. Let's get through one more claim cycle. But we definitely look like that we're on clearly the right path in every aspect on this.
Thank you, Jim. And again, thanks to all the departments for doing their part to make this happen. Pretty remarkable considering where we were at and where we're at today. So again, thanks everyone. One thing I do want to mention here real quick, since we're in the last month of the year, encumbrances are not an option this year. That's been discussed earlier on. So everybody that's here in the department make sure that doesn't happen. I don't know that Sheila's sent anything out yet to anyone about that, but we want to make sure that we do not let that happen.
I ain't sure about that.
Is that just within the county general or all?
County general, yeah, but I know, I think we agreed to do that county-wide, am I not
You
mistaken?
want to keep your encumbrances to the absolute emergencies. I guess what I'm saying is, if you have a cash balance in your fund, and you have it clear where you went to the auditor, you explained it, you went to the county council, and like it's just something that's over. But I think everybody has to understand, literally, there's no money in the general fund. There is nothing to encumber. So I'm gonna pick on Department A, which doesn't exist. Department A could go back and say, hey, look, I did not spend all my money in supplies, but I'm going to in January. I want to encumber that balance in the general fund in 2021, take 2022. No, you cannot do it. It doesn't exist. There is no money. It looks like it is on paper, but we went through that. So there will be no encumbrances there. I think, like Chris, if there is something where it's a well-known expense and you're in the cash balanced funds, 73, 76, 69, Chris's is 1151, I believe. Those are different because you're still subtracting the cash. Whether you're taking the cash out in 2021 or taking the cash out of 2022, you're losing your cash. That's a totally different thing. General fund, keeping my prediction of repeating myself 4 or 5 times, there's no money, there's no encumbrances. You'll start new on January 1st with your appropriation, which cannot be exceeded.
Everybody clear? Yes and no?
Send an email today.
She'll send you a reminder out today. Okay, with that being said, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the claim docket for, what is the date on this thing here?
Today's date.
Today's date, yep. Yeah, actually, I think it says November the 20th, yeah, December the 6th, for $204,151.65.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Bob, a second by Dale. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And while we're on this subject, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of cycle dockets here as well. I'd like to get those approved. We have COVID clinic at 7420. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve.
I have a motion by Bob. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dale. All in favor? Aye. We also have Toshiba contract 156718 out of cycle. Do I hear a motion to approve? Got a motion by Bob. Was that a motion with your hand? Okay,
Yeah.
second by Dale. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna stop right there and pass these down before I go to the next ones. Oh, I just about put my name in your spot there. There's that. I have 4 more here and we'll get through these. The next one up is a $50,000 payment to Palmer Truck. And that's already been approved for the 2 new trucks that the county got in. If you haven't seen them yet, they're absolutely wonderful. Be a big asset to the county, so.
They not come in yet, Greg?
They're here, yeah.
Oh, good.
So do I hear a motion to approve the 50,000?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion by Dale. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next one is Toshiba maintenance contract, $221.34. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve to be the contract.
Have a motion by Bob. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a second by Dale. All in favor? Aye. Visa card number 1, $1,227.63. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Dale. Do I hear a second?
Second. I second.
Second by Bob, all in favor?
Aye.
All these have been 3-0, Sheila, if you haven't. And it looks like the last one here is, nope, I'm sorry, got one other one. That's payroll. The next one is the visa number 2, $571.26. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion by Dale,
Second.
second by Bob, all in favor? Aye. And last one is payroll.
Utilities?
Yeah, it was one of the first ones, we already did it. 15,000 something. You got 2 on here for payroll, I guess, one of them's from back last month, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
two payrolls.
2 payrolls. This payroll was for November the 19th, $225,066.87. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion for the November 19th payroll.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Bob, second by Dale, all in favor? Aye. And the last one is December 3rd payroll, $228,341.04. Do I hear a motion to approve? I got Bob first with a motion.
December 3rd.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dale, all in favor? Aye. All right, folks, sorry about that. There was a lot of them, so. Okay. Kenny, Assessor's Office with your reassessment contract.
Well, because that we accepted more work than was the original specs, I'm asking for you to deny it so we can rebid it. And when we rebid it, we'll bring it for the December 20th meeting.
Thank you, Kenny.
It'll be the same thing as what it is now, but it'll be correct.
Right, instead of all the add-ons that we've put in there. Jim, you have any comment on that?
No, just you would be making a motion to reject all bids, and it would be resubmitted for rebid.
Okay, thank you, Jim. This time I'm going to ask for a motion to reject all bids from the reassessment contract agreement to be rebid at a further date,
I thought you said December.
December the 20th,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay. I'll make a motion to that effect.
Have a motion by Bob, do I hear a second? Second by Dale, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, Kenny,
It'll be, the advertisement will be in Wednesday's paper, so,
good deal.
okay.
Thank you, sir. Next up is My Path resolution, and I don't see anybody here for My Path, so Jim, do you want to go ahead?
Well, it's my understanding that they're asking at this time that this be tabled, something to the effect, there's a question of ownership. Really, I can't offer anything more than that, but I did receive from Mr. Rogers, that the Soil and Water, chose to table their resolution, so there is no identical resolution that's been passed. So I believe it's just a request, to table the resolution till the December 20th meeting.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to table the resolution with the soil and water conservation and My Path? I don't know that My Path's mentioned in this particular one here.
It's not, they're just the kind of coordinating.
Gotcha. Until further date.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion by Dale. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Bob. All in favor? Aye. All right. New business. I'm gonna bring the clerk up first. Leslie, if you wanna go ahead and come up.
Friends vision is here.
Yeah.
Do you have the old and new maps? Yeah, this is always we're talking in front of you.
I seen the.
I have it here somewhere. Did you guys get your copies of the?
I seen the new maps, I think. What's your 1, 2, 3, and 4?
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys already see it. Okay, the state wanted us to have you guys sign the order to change the boundary lines. Like here's the old, and then there's the new to where it shows that they're dropping 1 and 2 down. And it's only for the Senate, no local people,
That's what I was,
just Senate,
it just, what I read, just said it only.
just Senate only.
It doesn't change anything on our local election.
No, nothing. You guys got these?
Yeah, I've got a copy here. what they've done, it looks like, and to the citizens, and this is Senate only, has nothing to do with Owen County as far as local elections. They've dropped the town of Spencer down. Before it was split, now the whole town of Spencer's in 1 and 2 for the Senate race. And this is state mandated.
So that way it'll look there. That's the way it'll look.
Jim, you have any comment on any of this?
No, just that, in this order, the maps need to be attached with the order and all these other documents. So it's very important that the entire packet, remain with the, order. I can go ahead and get this read real quick and you can pass it for
Yep.
ready. And I would just add it to, sometimes there's confusion. It says absolutely nothing to do with council races, commissioner races, any local officials whatsoever. This is a state mandated. They changed some precincts, from the state. The documentation is in order by the Owen County election. That's all that is, nothing more, nothing less. And so if anyone says, well, I'm in, this is all changed, no, it's not. It's just a precinct change mandated by the state of Indiana, changing some boundaries in the town of Spencer, and doing that for precinct for the state senator. That's it.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, this is an order establishing precincts, whereas Indiana Code 3-11-1.5 requires the boundaries of precincts to be established and revised in compliance with directives of the said law. Whereas according to Indiana Code 3-11-1.5, Owen County, Indiana, by and through its Board of County Commissioners, determined the necessary and proper to establish and revise the boundaries of certain precincts in the county. Now therefore be it ordered by the Board of Commissioners of Owen County, Section 1. Owen County, by and through its Board of Commissioners, establishes and revises the boundaries of certain precincts within the county. A precinct description and map of the boundaries of each precinct submitted to the Indiana Electoral Division is attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference. Section 2, this order becomes effective on January 2nd of 2022 to recognize the precinct boundaries which become effective on January 1st, 2022 pursuant to Indiana Code 3-11-1.5 38.1. And upon approval of these precincts, the Indiana Election Division, provided there is no objection filed by the voter of the county by noon 10 days after the publication of this notice, proposed precinct established order. If a timely objection is filed by a voter by the county or the notice of this proposed precinct establishment order has not been timely published, provided voter of the county with the period provided by law to file an objection, then this order will become effective upon approval of the Indiana Election Commission after hearing pursuant to Indiana Code 3-11-1.5, so ordered on this date of the year 2021, the Owen County Board of Commissioners, Gary Burke, President, Robert Gray, Vice President, the other was Commissioner, Sheila Reeves, County Attest. It's my understanding this will be in April on Wednesday for the 10-day notice. The notice is ready to go.
Thank you, Jim and Leslie and both. Do I hear a motion to approve the state mandated order establishing Senate precincts?
Make that motion.
Have a motion by Dale. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a second by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
You'll need an original copy, so once she signs off on it, you pick it up from her. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jennifer, I'm gonna bring you up next.
That's fabulous.
We try to be as fabulous as we can be. How are you this morning?
Doing well, thank you. You all doing okay?
Doing okay.
Good. What questions do you have for me?
Well, we'll start with Jim. He's went through it and looked at it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, totally reviewed. It's, this is mandated by, both Indiana statute and also clearly by case law. It's all in order, and just for kind of total clarification, this is for the next year. This will be beginning on January 1st of 2022, continuing to December 31st of 2022.
Thank you, Jim. I don't have any questions, Jennifer. The only, I guess I do have a couple of them.
Sure.
Unrelated to the contract. How many employees do you have?
Well.
Including yourself?
County employees, 1.
Okay. How
And then
many?
the rest of us are Purdue employees.
And how many do you have in that building over there as far as
2
office?
total.
Two
So
total.
me, full-time, and 2 half-time.
Okay. The reason I'm asking, and we've had a little discussion, and we're not gonna get into it right now. I'll get back with you later. Thinking about possibly moving you to another building.
Oh,
A
Okay,
little shocked this morning, I know, but give you something to think about until I get with you here.
yeah, I would love to have that discussion.
So you'll hear from me later on today.
Okay,
So
all right.
anyway, that's all I
Okay.
needed.
I have some stuff for you unrelated to contract
Okay.
too, so go ahead and whatever, and I'll just give you these.
I'm gonna just go ahead and ask for a motion to approve the Purdue Extension contract for 2022. Do I hear that motion?
I make that motion.
I have a motion by Dale, I'm gonna take a second by Bob. All in favor? Aye. And gentlemen, this just requires one signature, it looks like, so.
I do, I need a signed copy. Okay. Or a copy of the signed copy.
While you guys are signing that, I've given you an invitation to our open house on the 15th. Come and see us at lunchtime. We're gonna talk with our stakeholders, which is really the entire county, about what their needs and wishes are from extension. So it's a drop-in open house format, so just come and visit us, we'll have some food and.
It's always a good idea to see what the people are wanting and expecting.
Absolutely. And then I also gave you a little postcard, primarily because on the back it's got our social media accounts. So if you would like to follow along in what we're doing in extension, those are the links to those, so.
It asks for a typed name on here. Jim, do you want me to go ahead and just pass that on to Sheila to let her do that? Okay. I know some of these questions are silly, but if we don't ask them, we don't get it right, so. All right, Jennifer, you're all approved. Here's the signed copies. I'm assuming that Sheila will get you, are these yours or should they go to her and she'll?
Go to Sheila and then Sheila can get me the copies I need and I'll
Okay,
send
and
them
I'll
to
give you a shout later on today.
That would be great.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, just get those.
Chris,
Am I gonna get it typed? I'm not going to check.
So, the only thing I really have for you guys is, well, I've got a couple things for you. One is, our run volume, we're 3,200 now, so we're still plugging along.
gonna be close to that 35, aren't you?
Yeah, probably will be. And then, having some problems getting some shifts covered, but we're managing. And then I've been talking with the county attorney about getting that Tahoe replaced, getting the supervisors in a new Tahoe. The one that I'm driving's got 199 on it now, 199,000. The one they're driving has 180 on it. It's in significantly better shape than the one I'm driving, but with the chip issue that car dealers are having right now, there just isn't any Tahoes out there. I found one, especially with what they call the SSV, it's a special service vehicle. It's the one that's stripped down, rubber floor mats, cloth seats, no bells and whistles, to speak of. I found one dealer in, Fort Wayne. They're kind of the go-to dealer for Tahoes, municipal Tahoes. Jim and I have been talking, about, what the process would be to get one purchased. They have one setting in Chicago heading their way right now. The only other option to get a Tahoe is to order one, and it would be a 2022. We're looking probably 4 months before they start coming in.
Is this dealer in Fort Wayne, are they a Sourcewell or a state bid?
That's what I asked them, and they are not a Sourcewell vendor. Currently, the state of Indiana does not have state bid on Tahoes. So, which I don't understand because, the state police use Tahoes. He said, he did tell me that because there's not a state bid and they're the highest volume seller of Tahoes, that Chevrolet gives them state bid price, even though it's never been officially put out for bid. Jim, he mentioned a piggyback clause.
No, but the best way to then proceed, if they're not a state bid, and if that's not correct, then being that it's under 50,000 would be to obtain three quotes. The quotes can be, to the dealers, you're asking for the same thing, you're looking for, in essence, a 2021 Tahoe, so there won't be any issue as far as what you're requesting for them. The fact that if you look out there and if the dealer says, I don't have anything, it's not a requirement that you search the United States, to try and find if there's 3 available Tahoes. What you're looking at are there dealers in that line or that class of that particular type of supply. That's what it would be. So if you were able to obtain 2 additional quotes, they could be brought in. If the quote is that there's nothing available, and you made an exhaustive search, in the area, that is what it is. If there is literally only one Tahoe located here in the central state of Indiana. But I wouldn't be recommending, since they said they're not sourced well and they're not state bid, even though they're able to give a low price, I don't think that would be the proper, it's not a special purchasing method. So if three quotes could be done, and they could be done within a week, a couple of things could happen. The commissioners could call a special meeting for the appropriation. Not the appropriation, but to approve, you go into the county council, to do that. You clearly, when we talk about appropriation, you already have, as of today, with the payroll, almost $500,000 of cash. And that does not include settlement, that does not include your billing. So there's no question, commissioners, there's the cash available for this purchase. Or you could even approve contingent upon the quotes that your EMS director could go to the county council on the 13th. They meet next Monday to clear the appropriation for that, allowing them to go ahead and to proceed. You could do that on contingent, but I think you would need to have the 3 quotes there. You would know on the 13th that the council would be supporting the purchase, and then it could be brought back to the 20th for everyone to actually do the approval. That would also meet your 7-day time limit. So if you set it back on the calendar for the 20th for the approval and go meet with the county council the 13th and explain that. And just like come on, think it's not just purely high mileage is a problem with the vehicle. Is that correct?
Oh, no, the backup Tahoe, the one that I'm driving, it's got major problems. The front differential bearings, the bearings are out of the front differential. The gas tank leaks. Luckily, it's on the very top, but it still has vapors. The front suspension's shot on it, and I just don't want to put any more money into a 200,000 mile vehicle.
No, Chris, you and I have talked about this all summer long, so yeah.
I'm really scared that one of these days that front differential is just gonna lock up on me, so. But it is what it is. Now I sent out I've sent out a request for quote to 2 vendors so far. Did that last Friday. The third one, I contacted him and asked for his email address, their fleet manager. And he said, I don't know if I can find one, let me check before you send me a request. So does that count?
So you want to formally send out at least three requests. If their answer is no, the answer is no. But you would definitely want to be able to come back because the auditor will need to record. I just use letters. Company A responded, Company B responded, Company C responded, and you have the names, and then the commissioners then taking that information could proceed, with the lowest responsive quote that you get.
You can bring back an email that says none available, you know, as long as it's got the dealer on the paperwork.
I just got one question, Chris. Since it's not a state bid or anything, what about a Ford Expedition? You not like those, or?
No, I have nothing against Ford Expedition.
Well, I mean, you know, since it's kind of open, we're bidding for a certain type vehicle and stuff. That's why I was wondering if an Expedition, if you contacts a Ford dealership, maybe get a bid for them too, see what.
Yeah.
We got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Well, I don't see any reason why not, do you?
No, and I was gonna go ahead and ask for a motion to go ahead with contingents that Chris gets this information, that he go ahead and pursue it with the county council. Once that has been approved, then it can come back for our final approval. I agree, I think that that's the way to do that. There's no sense of slowing this process down, there's no sense of having a special meeting. We'll just do it backwards this time. We'll get pre-approval from the council and then bring it back. So I'm gonna ask for a motion to that effect, that we go ahead and give Chris the approval to pursue this vehicle at the best possible option, whether it's Ford, Chevy, lowest price, what he can find out there, and then bring it back to us after the council meeting.
I make a motion to all that effect.
I know it's a mouthful, but I don't know how else to put it all. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Bob, a second by Dale. All in favor? Aye. So go find you one.
You guys have anything for me?
I do want to.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that too. We talked briefly, you and I, about possibly financing this for 3 years. I know you got cash balance and that's great. But we also don't want to know what the settlement from the state's going to be yet. And as of, you know, last year, you took an $18,000 hit. As low as rates are, I see no problem with doing that. Just a thought process. You want to hang on to that cash as long as you possibly can. So interest rates are so cheap on vehicles right now, especially if it's purchased through a dealership. Just a thought. So.
All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Chris. Okay. Sam.
Not a whole lot, we're just doing some work at the jail, got some odds and ends things we're fixing, but the one thing that I am getting done is out at the storage units. There's outside lights that's been on those buildings for a long time, they don't work. I'm getting all those fixed. So we can light up the storage units a little bit, because we have people that have a tendency to wanna park in between them, so on and so forth. I did put cameras up on the buildings that we have with our offices in it. I've kind of watched the storage units a little bit, but I'm getting the lights fixed. So we have some outside lights.
And you and I talked about the funding on that, looking at maintenance and ballpark, still trying to get the numbers out, but looks like there's 20-some thousand left in maintenance on this side, so we'll get that bill in and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, with whatever it needs to, we'll get it worked out. I don't think it's gonna be that much, but need to get it done so we can light that up just a little bit better.
Sounds good.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go through here and make sure. Looks like Greg, you're up, so if you're still here, hang on, folks. It's gonna be a while.
You need anything else out of me?
I don't, Sam, that I know of, and unless these guys have anything.
All I need is that information from Jim about the opioid program thing. That's all.
Do you want me to do those two real quick?
Yeah, let's do that real quick. And
I'm sorry, Greg.
no, it's fine because we need to do it anyway. And now that we're talking about that, we already discussed a little bit this morning. I'm gonna give Sheila the authority to use that code, and she's gonna be the go-to person. If I had an office that I stayed in all the time, I would do that, but I don't, so we're gonna pass that duty on to her. She needs something else to do.
So Commissioners, what this is, the Attorney General of Indiana has been active in an opiate settlement with the manufacturers of the different types of opiates that had went through. Sheriff obviously would be aware of, and the whole state's aware of what those effects have been for the past few years. Personal just note, I think you heard like the overdose deaths of skyrocket, even now, so this is, the very preliminary, there's not even amounts, but this is what's required. So Owen County, obviously one of the counties in the state of Indiana, we have been asked to participate in this class action suit, and that there would be a type of settlement. So the first thing that has to be done, and I think you're leaning towards appointing the auditor. The auditor will go into the website, and Owen County has a specific registration code. All this does is register us and put us in essence on the receiving end. Now, how much money that's actually going to be to Owen County is unknown. But when Owen County gets their portion of the settlement, whatever that may be, 15% of the settlement can be used for anything. I think that's kind of the lead in. So that would go to the commissioners and you make that determination. The other 85% are going to be specified as far as the direction of how that would be spent. It's still, I would say, if you're looking at starting block and 10 means with the finish line, we're at 0.5 here. All we're doing now is making sure that we register, we're on the list by the Attorney General. There is a deadline before January of this coming year. Once that occurs, then they'll receive more information on the amounts, what the direction is, but just something to keep in mind that at least 15% would be available for you to use it anyway. The auditor does have the registration code of the commission. I'm not going to say it because it's unique. It'd probably be better if 20 people didn't get on there and start filling in and saying direct it to them. So the auditor has that, if that's how you want to go. So you just need today just to vote for the person that you want to be the contact person for the settlement. And then sometime between now and July, we'll have more information. And I think the possible payment date is sometime in July 22.
Thank you, Jim. So I'm gonna make a motion that we have the auditor oversee this particular avenue with the opioid settlement.
Second.
Have a second by Bob, motion by myself. All in favor? Aye. And Sheila, you can attach me, of course, to anything that is correspondent from that. With this type of suit, we don't know if we're gonna get $2,000 or $50,000, and so it'll just be a matter of time, and we'll find that out, so.
And Gary, I think your motion, covers everything, but it will require the auditor to sign a number of DocuSign documents.
I forgot about that.
And that would be allowing her the authority to go ahead and sign all those documents.
So I know that we've already approved the motion, but I'd like to add that to that you have the authority to sign those DocuSign as well. Thank you for reminding me about that, Jim. Anything else?
Yes, so that's the end of the settlement. So now on the American Rescue Plan. We're kind of at the point here, we do not have to spend the money as a county. Money does not have to be spent, money does not have to be spent. However, in the process to do that, Barnes & Thornburg is the consulting attorney for Owen County. They are prepared, with your direction, to come and, to send the plan to you as far as putting some numbers into some buckets. So again, 10 meaning, here's a check for the plan, this is 0.5. This is just setting up the resolution. So commissioners, if you have an idea of just some amounts, and again, I want to be clear on this is just preliminary saying to Barnes & Thornburg, when you develop your plan, we would like you to consider X amount of dollars, X amount of dollars, X amount of dollars. You're not approving that, you're not asking for requests and proposals, but there has to be the first step. If you have those numbers in mind, of where you think you might want to put those, or the amounts, Barnes & Thornburg will draw up the actual plan, and that can be presented to you as commissioners on the 20th. Now, you do not have to consider any of this, but I'm relaying in the discussions with individually, commissioners, individually with councils, there has been some discussion about premium pay. This, if it would premium pay for the county employees. So if there's any credit or anything like here, even though the fact that I'm the one introducing it, there's no credit here. I just want to clarify that because there is a possibility that the premium pay can be used to pay your essential workers for the amount of time, the hours and everything they put in, exposing themselves to COVID over the past year. If that would be, it would take a lot of work. And that's not a reason not to do it. But what I'm trying to convey is that it couldn't be just simply, I'm gonna pick a number, $100, we're gonna give everybody a $100 bonus. It would take a substantial amount of work from the county auditor's office, working directly with them, because you would have to then start with the classifications of employees. Now, obviously, sheriff, EMS, highway, I mean, they're out and about. The health, people that become in direct contact with the general public become an easy category. So you could very likely been exposed, and perhaps some of those employees were actually exposed to COVID. But it doesn't rule out then what about the office? Well, people came into the courthouse. This courthouse, basically, even though closed in general for a small period of time to the public, never left their post. Never, they came in there, and there were, like for the auditor, the treasurer, the recorder, the clerk, those could never be closed anyway, so people were coming in and out. They never left their post at any time. But these would all have to be figured out and would have to be hours just to show that there was work and there was contact. It needs to be documented. Because we always have to go back to the point, if it's not documented, then all this might have to be paid back. Then the other part would be, and I don't believe that anyone even falls in this category, but if anyone did work remotely for the past year and a half, that particular person would not qualify. But I don't believe there's anyone in that category. So if you are in the consideration of, which individually it seems, of looking at the county employees, looking at the work that they've done, looking at the exposure that they've placed, there is an opportunity here to begin the process of looking at an amount to be paid to the county employees. I would say that like other counties have looked at this, some have made arrangement, maybe like $2,000 for full-time, $1,000 for part-time. I'm not telling you to do that, I'm just saying, in general, as you start looking at different counties, those have been some of the options that have been. So, the only thing I'm requesting from the commission today, if you want to have a discussion, if you had just a general idea, if you were considering, say, premium pay, infrastructure, sewer, broadband, and if you were looking at like administrative and other, those are kind of three very common categories.
Could you, and those are the categories that you and I have spoke of. We started with 5 categories, we're kind of condensing it down. And again, this plan can be changed, and Jim, again, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to make sure today we're looking at 3 categories that we're going to work with and then move forward from there. So again, would you read those 3 categories?
The premium pay would be what we just kind of is related. That's the very possibility for your county employees to be compensated for their exposure, work, diligence through the COVID during this past year. Most likely it would be a one-time payout. There'd be no guarantee that it would be yearly or anything like that, but that would be kind of that category. Infrastructure, at this time, does not, I've said 3 times, does not include roads, even though that's infrastructure. The infrastructure there is like in the kind of sanitation, sewer lines, broadband, those type of things have been clearly. Administrative and other, administrative is obviously the managing of the account, but the other is just this broad category point. Now, the other thing I have a duty to commissioners, this is not passed, but it is before this is from the federal government. The federal government at least has a proposal before them that any community receiving these ARP funds, fiscal funds, if it's under 10 million, there's a possibility that all restrictions will be eliminated.
Everybody hear that, right?
But that's not been done.
Right.
Now, if that were the case, then in the case with Owen is expecting in the range of $4 million. Owen would be clearly under, obviously it's under 10. That would change these parameters. At this point, it would go to commissioners and county council on expending. And for where you have this very narrow band, it obviously, expands as far as you can. That is not passed, but it could, it might, it may be considered. This money, there is absolutely no requirement of any kind that it be spent in 2022. This is put out between 2024 and 2026. It may be something that you may want to consider as commissioners. Do you want to wait in some fashion on that legislation? Obviously, you don't want to wait to the end, but these are all the different factors. Historically, for everyone that worked with the COVID, when the COVID money came from the state, there were all these checks and balances and start, and then realized, now, let's give it to local control. That possibility would be. So for today, commissioners, if you're interested at all in that premium pay, we would need just an amount. And then we have to work from that amount. The infrastructure and administrative do seem to be three general areas that would make a lot of sense for Owen County at this particular time. You're not approving the plan, you're approving starting the plan. On the 20th, the actual plan would come to you. If you approve that plan, work could be done on the premium pay immediately after that plan. It cannot be done in 5 days. There'd be no check for Christmas, but looking into January or February, if this is something the commissioners want to look at too, the county council wants to look to, and look in this area, I think you're talking about January or February, because with the understanding, a lot of work from the auditor's office. Let's not underestimate that. Designating the people, designating the categories, verifying that the actual physical work was done during that time.
Thank you, Jim. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna make the request for a motion to initiate these three particular titles of the plan that Jim has introduced to us today, which is premium pay, infrastructure and administrative, and I forget others. Others. And with that being said, the premium pay, I think that we need to put $300,000 into that fund. And I'm going to recommend that we give all full-time employees, including elected officials, a $2,000 one-time bonus. And that we give our part-time employees a $1,000 one-time bonus. We cannot make pay raises out of this money. It is a one-time only. If it was a pay raise, we'd do it right now. I wouldn't even hesitate. But it can't be done that way. It is a one-time payout. The county employees well deserve that. Hang on to your hand, I'll get you here in just a minute. There are certain categories in elected officials that do not qualify, and that is our state paid employees, the sheriff, prosecutor, deputy prosecutor, the judges. We also have contract with the public defenders. They would not be included in that. That list would be broke down to where it is the employees that actually are county-based employees, not high or not state or federal funded in any way or through grants, those type of things. So that's my motion. That was extremely long. I think Sheila's got most of it down. Any discussion from you gentlemen about any of that before we move forward? You good with all that, or you want to add?
Make a motion to do that.
Have a motion by Dale. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a second by Bob. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And again, Jim made it very clear, and we've had some discussions on this. You know, we come here somewhat prepared. I think a lot of people may not think that, but we do. It's been discussed on how this can be handled. Obviously, if you've seen anything in Monroe County, they used some of that money. If you've been vaccinated, you get a bonus. We're not going to punish anybody. I mean, everybody's got their own thought process, and we're not going to get involved in that. So I want to make sure that all of our full-time employees that are available for this and our elected officials get something out of this. Sheila, do you have anything else?
There has been a group email going around amongst the auditors, and elected officials are not allowed a raise, but the few counties that did do it with the elected officials, they included it in their 2022 salary amounts.
And Jim and I have already talked about that, and we're on it.
Okay.
So that I'm aware of. I think that we can get that done, but it's gonna take some time. But number one, for everybody that's in here, this pressure is 140 people, or roughly there, is gonna be looking at Sheila to make sure that this happens, because if it doesn't, they're not gonna get their money, okay? So that's huge. The other thing would be, once we've approved this, which we just did, it's gonna go to the council for their approval, so there's gonna be 140 people looking at you to make sure that this happens. So, since you're the only one here, I'm gonna say you guys.
You know where I stand.
I know where you stand. And then Kathleen.
Quick question on that. So are we gonna do full-time? And I know this is plan discussions, everything like that. When you say full-time status, is that full-time status at time of the check is cut, or just?
We're gonna make that as of today's date, because today is the day that we're making this motion and it's been approved. So any county employee that is employed with us as of today moving forward, full-time or part-time. Now, if they left on Friday, they're out of luck. They've gotta be today's date, okay?
What if they leave between now and then?
Good question. I'll put that to legal.
I know
Look, this is just
questions, I know.
truly.
It's not been approved yet anyway.
Yeah.
Right, but it could very, like, it's totally preliminary, but it could very be, you must be a county employee, like you, so
Right.
if you leave, you're not a county employee if you.
Fine as an elected official, not as a health.
This is just the preliminary,
Yeah,
so it won't even be approved to the 20th, then it won't be approved
Yeah, you
probably
could get
by
it
the
for
county
appointed.
council in January. So you're probably looking at that particular time, status.
We're gonna
What
get
was
it
your
for the
status in January of 2022?
Don't worry.
If you're gone before January 2022, I would say there's a realistic possibility you will not receive a check.
which I'm just preparing, because I know I'm going to get questions, and that's things that I thought of, so, and I
So-
already emailed those to Jim before. So.
Right, and so for today,
Yeah.
you department heads, to your employees, if they're employed with Owen County on December 6th, as of the start of this morning at 8 o'clock, they would qualify. Is that as clear?
They qualify, but that does not mean they're actually, if they
Right.
leave
Right.
between now and then, because this is.
But this is a start date.
This is just the start of the preliminary, the actual official plan would come to them on the 20th, then it would go to the county council in the January meeting.
It's just all the caveats that would be written in the plan of how.
Yeah,
Right.
and you could shoot a million holes in it, so stop shooting right now, that way we'll just simplify it. Yes, Jeff?
Yes, so I have a quick question. So if you're employed on December 6th, but you started on December 4th, or December 3rd, I'm making.
So you're shooting another hole in it, aren't you?
Okay.
Well, no, I'm trying, I heard two things at different points. The one thing I heard was all Owen County employees or full-time employees will get the $2,000 one time, $1,000 for part-time. And then I heard, all Owen County employees who are eligible, and that gets back to the whole question of exposure and premium.
Sure.
So.
You're gonna have to wait until Barnes and Thornburg approve this. They are the final say. So this is just conversation here today. There's nothing set in concrete until the attorney comes back with that.
So the other thing, once the pool has been identified, then we have to go back and then look, did you work in 2020?
Yeah,
Did you work here and verify? So this isn't automatic. So if I understand the point, if I just came in today, this, hey, I'm here, the very, very likelihood, no. We thank you, we're glad you signed up today, but this probably is not going to apply. This is just a starting point now, same thing with the elected officials, what has to be done, and we have to verify each one. So this is point one, probably gonna happen, nothing more, nothing more than, this could happen, that's all we're at.
I'm gonna add one more thing and we're gonna move forward here. As everybody knows, we hired Barnes and Thornburg to deal with this plan back, months back. So that process has already been put into play. They're charging us $2,500 a month to keep them involved in this. So they are the final say if they tell the attorney that it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. So everybody understands that, their authority will be greatly, leaned on here. So we put 300,000 in that bucket. I would like to put, and this again, guys, jump in here, 250,000 in broadband at this time, and the remaining balance to stay in the account for further, uses. And I guess I don't know what other way to say that at this time, because we've not had any proposals, any plans. And as Jim had mentioned, we don't have to spend this money tomorrow. It's drawing interest. Go ahead, Marcy, I knew you were gonna have something.
Okay, so I'd just like to remind the commissioners that even though there's no push to spend the ARPA funds, that the ready proposal has already gone before the IEDC, that they're gonna be coming back later this month with the funding that could come to Owen County from that ready initiative. And so any funding that you would put within this bucket of water, sewer, infrastructure, and broadband could actually be matched by the state. So with the different developments that are coming in Owen County, my recommendation would be to put more money in that bucket than just the $250,000, since that will be the only bucket that's actually gonna be making money for Owen County,
But they're gonna match it, so that makes that $500,000, correct?
right?
Do we have any other projects on the table right now that's gonna require that?
I think there are several projects that are gonna be coming your way and are on the agenda for the next county commissioner.
We also have redevelopment money that we've got available, so we don't wanna forget about that as well. The fact that the more of this we spend now, the less we're gonna have later. And again, if the government decides that they're gonna open the door and give us control of that money, there's a million uses for that money, and I don't wanna commit it to anyone at this point. That's my opinion. I've got two other gentlemen sitting here, but that's the way I see it. You guys have any comment on that? And Marcy, I'm not trying to shut you out, we're trying to get something going that way. But I can think of 20 bridges that need to be replaced that are falling through that the county don't have money for. I can tell you, we got roads falling apart. That's just one department. So those are the things that we have to look at as well for this money.
I understand.
So that's a horribly long motion and added the 300,000 to the premium pay, 250,000 for broadband, and the remaining balance. And we're at 2 million right now, Jim. That's the number we're working off of, not the 4 million.
Right.
So that leaves $1,450,000 left to stay in the administrative bucket at this time.
Do we need to appropriate the 30,000 that is for Barnes and Thornburg for the year?
The council would, yes.
Okay, so I mean, they've already approved the $2,500 a month, but it isn't
That would
like
come out of that
long-term.
administrative bucket.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, but they should do that, I mean.
Okay.
They want to continue that.
So I think I'm lost here in all this. Have we voted on this? We have not.
I don't even think we've got a motion yet,
Do we have a motion?
Yes, you did.
unless you was making the
Tell me,
motion.
boys, you
Yeah.
said initiate the 3 areas.
Okay,
You mentioned the 300 for premium,
I'll second.
250, and
You made the
Bob
motion. You
seconded.
made it, so I need a second from
Bob
Bob.
seconded it, and you already voted 3-0.
Well, okay, that's what I thought, 3-0. So that's the amounts. We voted 3-0, so that will move on to the council. And then, again, for all employees, and I'm not trying to put heat on Sheila, but if this doesn't happen, go knock on her door, that's all I can tell you. All right, Jim, is there anything else?
Well, yeah, just, all this is just the most preliminary first step. So this actual plan will come to you on the 20th for your actual approval of the plan.
Correct.
Once the plan starts, then the work can be done as far as breaking this down of the detailed information that Barnes and Thornburg will need to verify with the auditor. Then it would go to the county council for their final appropriation. So we're kind of point A, a lot of points to go to, but at a time period you're looking at probably much more realistic in January and February.
So again, it may not be a Christmas bonus, but it will be a bonus at the first of the year. And again, we all know that our employees need it desperately. Support y'all 100%. All right, so we'll see how this thing unfolds, and hopefully everything is positive and we move forward with it.
One other quick question. Am I hearing it correctly, though, that if for some reason a project were to come before the county commissioners that would require more than $250,000 ask, that there's some leniency and some fluidity with this plan that could be considered?
Yes, because the plan is not in concrete.
Okay.
So we just have to have a initiative starting point, as in, here's what we're gonna try to work on. So again, there's still that 1.4 million over here in this that we haven't determined anything for yet. Okay. Now, Greg, I think that we're caught up to you, and I apologize.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I'm gonna blame it on Jim. He took your line.
More time today. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I've got a lot before you today. I kind of want to catch you up on what's been going on at the Highway Department. We completed County Line Road. I spoke to Toby, the supervisor at Monroe County. He's been looked at it to give our guys kudos. Also, the work that we did on County Line. I am going to spend one more day out there. It will require a road closure like before. But I don't have that exact date yet. With some of the weather moving in, I will do that work with the road widener prior to us sending the demo model back. In the last 3 weeks since I've last met with you, you've heard me come before you on many occasions in regard to the now 91-year-old concrete structure we have throughout the county that range from 3 feet up to 19 feet. We lost 2 in the last 3 weeks. One on Ray Cemetery Road was a 12-foot, and one on Shepherd Patrick, 14. We didn't even know that these existed. We're still down to 201 from the 211 we started with in the year. We didn't know these existed because the roads had been widened. There had been culverts put in either side of these, and finally the concrete failed on both of these. So those have been replaced. We replaced those with plastic. We had those in the yard, so we had no expense outlay that we hadn't already put out. I have bad news in that. Speaking of concrete structures, I have 3 that need replaced. They are failed. 2 of them are small. We have the culverts in stock to fix. They are on Dutch Bethel and Big 4 Road. They're 3-foot structures, so we've got the material there at the shop to replace those. I have one quite large out on Otterburn Church Road. At some point in time, it's big enough that there's been a railroad car shoved into it, but now the concrete has failed around it. So gentlemen, that's gonna take several $1,000s to purchase a pipe to put that, or to replace that. That being said, you know, saying is I've got it cobbled together right now.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. Have we lowered it's open, have we lowered the tonnage limit on it, or we're good?
We have not lowered any tonnage on that road. Commissioners, I would ask, I believe, Jim, that is it 7 ton that the highway department could lower a road to for so many days? I would like to go ahead and lower that road to 7 tons till we could get that culvert replaced.
Is that a pipe that we have in stock?
We do not,
Okay.
Commissioners. We don't have that. I'm gonna have somebody come take a look. I'm gonna run I don't have the hydraulics run on it yet, Commissioners. I've just looked at it, but I'll get that and see what it actually is gonna take to replace.
Greg, while we're stopping at that point, why don't we go ahead and make a motion to lower that tonnage to 7 ton on Audubon Church? Is it Audubon Road?
It would be the north end of Otterburn Church, the chip and seal end.
Okay. Drop the tonnage to 7 ton on Audubon Church Road until further notice. Do I hear a motion?
Oh, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Bob, a second by Dale. All in favor, aye. There you go, Greg.
Thank you, Commissioners. Now, in regard to Audubon Church, Road, I've spoken, I believe, with Commissioner Burton about this. The intersection of Audubon Church and Smithville Road, I've spoke with some farmers in the area. There was a traffic accident out there with some farm equipment. Long story short, gentlemen, Commission has approved at one time to put up signs that there's an approaching intersection. The request had been made in the area to change this intersection to a four-way stop.
This is similar to the situation we ran into out on Beach Church Road with the school.
It is, Commissioners. I believe it's a good idea. Part of the reason is it's a heavy farming community and the slow-moving vehicles that run through there on a daily basis, and it would just help slow things down. So I would ask for your consideration in regard to a four-way stop at that location, and if the Commissioners wish, then I would ask that Jim prepare an ordinance.
Gentlemen have a problem with attorney putting an ordinance together for us to vote on at the next meeting?
Absolutely.
All right, Jim, please do that. And that's a four-way stop again, Greg, at Audubon Church, and what's the other crossing?
Smithville Road.
Smithville Road, okay. Just want to make sure I get that in my notes here. Thank you.
Commissioners, I would request that you allow me to close during daytime hours, starting December 13, for up to 5 days, Freeman Road, between the hours of 7:30 to 3 p.m. I need to do a ditching project out there, and the heavy traffic that is on that road, it's not safe for employees. I will tell you that the county line road closure was successful and allowed us to work. People had to pass several road closed signs before they arrived at that location and still tried to drive through our work. State trooper wrote 7 tickets in one day out there. People doing that. So I think it's imperative for our workers' safety that during that ditching project on Freeman Road, we'd be allowed to close it during those hours.
And I want to say thanks to the state police for getting out there and doing that, because I know that other calls were made and didn't happen, so. Your guys' safety is first and foremost, so. On Freeman Road, I'm gonna ask a quick question there. Are you gonna close the complete road during that time or sections of
No,
it?
it's just sections of it as we go.
Okay. I may make a motion to approve that we let Greg close sections of Freeman Road during that time as he see fit.
I'll second Morgan.
He made.
I made the motion, I just need a second.
I'll second.
Dale's gonna second, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners. Then, Hancock School Road, we have made the repairs finally since the flood in June with the deterioration along Fish Creek. After making those repairs, Commissioner, we believe at the Highway Department that it would be the smartest thing to do to put guardrail up. So I would ask that you approve, budget depending, me to put up 230 feet of guardrail on Hancock School Road, where we made mitigation in regard to the flooding.
Is this new guardrail you're gonna have to purchase, Greg, or something you already have on the lot?
I'm gonna try to purchase used.
Okay.
There's a lot of used guardrail out there. We have vendors that have that, so I'll check around and try to find it. We have plenty of posts, but I'm running low on the guardrail itself.
So I'm gonna ask for a motion for Greg to purchase guardrail for Hancock School Road with the budget available to do so. And we're getting close to the end of the year. I know Greg's cash balances are holding, done a great job out there, but we'll put that in there just in case we run into some money situations between now and the end of the year.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Dale, here a second.
Second.
Second by Bob, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And again, that is based on budget
That was
restrictions.
proven used too, right?
Yes, used. I didn't add that to it, Greg.
I was gonna say, I didn't know where you did or
I
did
didn't,
not.
Bob, thank you for that. Okay, Greg.
As we talked earlier, gentlemen, if y'all get a chance, come out, and look at the, new trucks that have arrived. Invite any member of the public that wants to come out and take a look. They're a fine addition to the fleet. They're gonna help with our snow removal. Snow fleet is being prepared as we speak. I don't know if you've all paid attention to,
I don't wanna hear that.
forecast, but Owen County, it seems, depending on who you're listening to, could receive up to 1.5 inches to 8 inches of snow tomorrow. Now, it's supposed to be in the 50s the following day, but we're gonna be ready, to remove it if need be.
And I just want to make one comment here. Greg had mentioned this is a great addition to our snow fleet, and they are, because not every vehicle out there we have pushes snow, but these vehicles are also going to be used in the summer months as well, normal dump trucks.
That is correct.
They just happen to be fitted with sand beds, sand and salt beds, and snow plows. But they are not just going to sit out there for winter use. They will be used year round. I want to make that clear to the public.
And before we get into all of our bids, the last thing that I have, commissioners, is I prepared to bring before you in the next meeting, the approved county road plan. Our 5-year plan has been submitted, with, basically, it's our phaser scale, as required to LTAP. But millings are probably going to be impossible to get. I have been shopping, we've laid millings on the roads for the last 3 years. And I think that option is going to be gone, and that's because there are too many counties using the recycled product, and the asphalt plants are the ones that sell them to us, so I can't find any anywhere, and I've been pretty much told that it's not gonna happen. Taking that off the table, gentlemen, we did lay some cold mix this year down on Bessadia Road. That is an option. I'll have to see what these bids are to tell you what it's gonna cost. I expect them to be higher this year than last year, but does the commission wish to lay cold mix on roads or a portion in each district this coming year, or make it a possibility in the plan?
I definitely think we need to make it a possibility, whether it's cold mix or millings. We've done that the last 3 years, and we've got some roads paved that otherwise would have never happened. I know that you said that cold mix is hard to work with, or you're learning how to work with it, maybe a little harder than some of the other.
It was, it's not time sensitive like the millings were, but it was a little harder to work with. I think if we apply it a different time of year, we put it down in October and it was a little cool. If we lay it in the warm months, lay it in July, August, I think it'll work a lot better.
Well, again, I'm all for whatever we can do to get more roads fixed, paved, repaired, turn gravel into blacktop, whatever it is we have to do. We know that Crossroads doesn't allow gravel to blacktop, so this is our only other option to fix some of those problems. And the reason I say gravel is, and Greg will know, there was many roads ground from blacktop back to gravel, and they were promised that they would return to blacktop at some point. We still have a bunch of those out there that's not happened, so that's kind of what I'm talking about there.
And then we also have in our arsenal, we've not been able to use, is we refurbished our chip box. The millings roads that we have done, commissioners, when I put the plan together to bring before you, I just want to explain it to everyone. Because one will ask, but why are we doing this to a good road? Chip and seal is not structural, it saves roads. So I'm going to ask you to allow, when I bring this before you, to put some chip seal down on some of the Middlings roads we've already worked on. I've looked throughout the other districts. Commissioner DuBois has a road that I think would fit for a chip seal, and that is DuBois Road. It sits between 246 and State Road 46. Commissioner Burton, Truesdale. Commissioner Curry, you've either got decent roads or roads that won't fit. I'm sorry, but they have to hit a certain stage. There could be a section of Concord that might work, but we've already talked about it on community crossings, so we can jump in a truck and look at some things later in regard to that.
All these options are.
Right, but
Need to be included.
I just have to put something together for you gentlemen and to vote on that's our plan. I will be speaking to all three of you individually prior to the next commissioners meeting in regard to that. Rachel, anything else before we get to this? Okay, I'll shut my mouth, and now it's bid time, and I believe Jim may have some ordinances for us.
Sure, do you wanna do the two speed ordinances first?
Let's do those, and then when we move to this, Jim, we need to determine the bridge versus the,
Yeah, we've got a number of things. So, the highway department had asked for, two ordinances. These are for Ramona Road and Country Club Road. They are identical ordinances, so I'm just gonna read the one and I'll substitute, because everything else, it just mirrors each other. I apologize, I did not get the numbers from you, that's my fault. Sheila, for, these two ordinances.
41 and 42.
Okay, I'm gonna make Country Club Road 41 and Ramona Road 42.
and before you get started, these are the roads that Greg had requested at the last meeting.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there that's unsure.
Okay, so 41 is Country Club, 42 is Ramona. These are ordinances establishing the maximum speed limit on ordinance 41 is Country Club Road, known as 150 East. And ordinance number 42, it is a speed limit on Ramona Road. Whereas the Owen County Board of Commissioners desire to maintain its streets under jurisdiction and control safe and secure from dangerous traffic patterns. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Owen County find the proposed ordinance would promote the health, safety, comfort, and general welfare of the citizens of Owen County. Whereas Indiana Code 92156 allows for the county to decrease the speed limit on the street outside of an urban district to no less than 30 miles an hour after performing an engineering and traffic investigation. Whereas the Owen County Highway Department has received complaints regarding excessive speed on Country Club Road or 150 East and also on Ramona Road, and has conducted the required engineering and traffic investigation studies on both of these roads. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of Owen County the following. Section 1, the maximum speed limit for Country Club Road is 150 East shall be 30 miles an hour. Country Club Road 150 East is located outside of an urban district in Owen County. The maximum speed for Ramona Road shall be 30 miles per hour. Ramona Road is located outside of an urban district in Owen County. Section 2, for both ordinances, the altered speed limit established by this ordinance is effective at all times when appropriate signs giving notice of the altered speed limit are erected at the street as required by Indiana Code 921.5-6C. Any person violating the ordinances shall be subject to a $75 fine as further set by ordinance number 2018-31, which is incorporated by reference. The operator shall be liable for any and all costs incurred by the Owen County prosecution to collect such fine, including but not limited to the court cost and attorney fees. Section 4, this ordinance supersedes all ordinances or parts of ordinances which are in conflict with any provisions of the ordinance, and they're hereby repealed. All prior ordinances and resolutions are in conflict or inconsistent herewith and are hereby expressly repealed. Section 5, severability. The various provisions of this ordinance are considered severable, and any and all part or portion of this ordinance shall be held invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction. Such holding and decision shall not affect the validity of the remaining provisions of this ordinance, which will remain in full force and in effect. These ordinances shall be in full force and effect immediately upon adoption and publication by law. They must be published 2 times, passed and adopted by the Board of Commissioners on today's date, the regular meeting, Owen County Board of Commissioners, Gary Burke, President, Robert Curry, Vice President, Del DuBois, Commissioner, Sheila Reeves, Auditor, voting on ordinance 41, Country Club Road, and ordinance 42, Ramona Road.
Thank you, Jim. All right, gentlemen, do I hear a motion to approve ordinance number 2021-41, speed limit on Country Club Road?
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Dale, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Bob, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
And get this one signed, and then need a motion for ordinance number 2021-42, maximum speed limit on Ramona Road. Do I hear that motion?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Bob,
I'll second.
have a second by Dale, all in favor? Aye. Okay.
Thank you, Commissioners. Real quick before we start this, Commissioner, I didn't flip the page, wanted to report pouring concrete today on the Dunn Road Bridge repair. It's gonna be done in 2 pours. I expect it to be open next week. We are going to remove the runaround at that point in time, and I'm gonna use the 8-foot flat bottom pipe that we have there on Camp Auto Road to repair one of those concrete culverts. The last thing I wanted to tell the commissioners and the public, I'd like for everybody to keep their eyes open to our machinery. As the commissioners know, I had $6,000 worth of vandalism done to one of my road graders. I had a backhoe vandalized to the tune of $2,500. And then 2 of our 3 rodent counters were vandalized, one of them to the point of being destroyed. That is a $450 tool that we use on a regular basis. We cannot do our jobs if people continue to tear up our equipment. The backhoe was vandalized at a place that we normally park, right next to a person's home that they've allowed us to park there for years, but they must have been gone during the time of the vandalism for that to happen. But if I can't even leave a road counter on a road to gather pertinent data, where are we going here? So I just want you to be aware that I'm not putting road counters out right now until maybe this slows down. And secondly, we reworked where we're parking equipment, worked with a lot of the farmers and getting to park machinery right in their barn lots. Up with their stuff if they've got room.
Yeah, Greg, and I'm gonna follow you up on that and say, you know, I'm gonna plead to the taxpayers' children, whoever's responsible for this damage. It cost the county in so many different ways, not only the damage, but the downtime that we're not operating this equipment to repair the roads. We fight really hard to get the roads that we have, and the more that this continues, the less the production is gonna be. I don't know what else to say about it, but if we start having to haul this equipment back off the job site all the way back to the highway garage every night, you're talking about an expense and time that cuts out of road production, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Greg, before you start, we're gonna start with the bridge inspection repair. Could you just briefly kind of explain why you sent out proposals, what changed this year, so we can have a good record of that?
We're required every so many years to rebid our bridge inspections. We're required to have them inspected nationally. So they have to be bid by engineering firms that are qualified to do that.
Okay, so and this was this calendar year. So if we go kind of back with our timeline, you had sent out a request for proposals a few weeks prior to today's date, is that correct?
That is correct.
And on that date, you had asked them, but to the best of my knowledge, we received one letter from a firm saying they were not interested and received no other proposals.
That is correct.
Okay, so did you then send out another separate request for proposal notification?
We did.
Okay, and this is for professional engineering services, is that correct?
That is correct.
So the requirement from the state, the federal grant is that you're specifically requesting request for proposals.
Yes.
Okay, and the topic, that is not just an open bid process is it?
No.
Okay, so, for example, we're going to do, in a few minutes, open up a series of bids that were placed in the paper, in essence saying, anyone that would like to bid for culverts, submit a bid. Is that correct?
That is correct.
But this process is for specific professional services, which by the Owen County ordinance and Indiana state statutes, that you can specifically ask for professional services by licensed firms. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so the difference being, so I'm not an engineer, so if I just said, oh, proposal, I submitted, I'm not qualified, I can't do that. This is an elimination of just receiving people that are completely not qualified or not have the license.
That is correct.
So you did in fact, follow those notifications to send a brand new proposal for notification. Do you recall how many firms that you sent those to?
3.
3, but what were those firms?
United Consulting, Beam Long and Neff, and RQAW.
Okay, all right. So with the notice notification, Commissioner, with your permission then, to start here, I've seen before me, there are proposals that are marked. One is from RQAW. A second one is BLN, or Beam, Long S, and Neff. And then the third packet is from United Consulting. All of these are sealed. And here's, I'll go ahead and open them first from RQAW. And this is for the bridge inventory. This is not the annual bid. Required to be open in front of witnesses and read out loud. Okay. This is from our RQAW, dated December 3rd. Dear Owen County Board of Commissioners. RQAW strives to consistently deliver quality projects, customer service, and value to our clients. With this commitment in mind, we take our clients' needs and schedule into consideration when deciding the pursuit of a project. Although the Owen County countywide bridge inspection and inventory is an excellent opportunity, the RQAW team feels that they would be better able to serve Owen County on future projects. Therefore, they respectively have decided not to submit a letter of interest to Owen County, and they free to contact them with any questions. So RQAW has elected in writing not to send a proposal. This is from BLN, it's in by certified mail. I'll open it up. Okay. All right, this is from Beam, Longstreet, and Neff. Ms. Reeves, Beam, Longstreet, and Neff appreciates the opportunity to submit a proposal for the countywide bridge inspection for cycle years 2022 to 2025. While we have the qualifications necessary to assist you in your consulting services, we will not be submitting on this project. We value our work with the county and in that project, and would like to be considered for future opportunities about the founding, and of course, any questions. So Beam, Longest, and Neff have decided in writing not to submit a proposal for this. So 2 have said no. This is the third one. This is from United Consulting. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 projects they look to be. I'll go ahead. Here. This pass these up to you. These look to be identical. Okay, go to the page. Okay, United Consulting has responded with a partnership. On the first page, it says that they are interested in this for the cycle years 2022 to 2025. Let's go through. The second page is just a project team. So then I'm going to go all the way to the back and see if there is just an amount in here. Engineering. Okay. So this, going to page 1, page 2 will be their team leaders, their services infrastructure. Page 3 would be the project manager. Page 4 is the key staff. Page 5 is the project approach on how they would do the program. 6, we talk about there'd be 108 inspections, special inspections that they've looked at on the roads. Condition assessment, let's see. Project approach, unique experience. GIS approach on page 9. On-call and emergency, page 10. United Consulting, 11. 12 is the statewide coverage. Okay. So if you go to page, after you go there, go at the very back on page 1, they have infrastructure, engineering, 14.1, and they estimate the percentage to be paid of 3%. No other percents are listed. And that is their certification. So there, it's their, also 3%.
That's the target percentage, the DD is 3%.
Okay.
So that's
Okay. All right, the proposal that was sent out for request proposal was a DBE goal of 3%, and they have matched that of 3%. So that, they have submitted what was requested, and the amount, the term of the contract is for 4 years, and DBE goal of 3%. And probably the Greg Rachel want to explain the context of a DBE goal.
Rachel handles the bridge and works with the engineers specifically, and I'll let her explain that, but I will tell the commission, when we comply, we do get reimbursed for the monies that, or partial monies that the county spends, so, Rachel, if you would.
So this is where we would be getting our funding back. We have to be compliant in order to get the federal funding, and it's an 80-20% match. We're responsible for 20% of it. Owen County's goal is 3%. We're on the lower end. So this was all new to me. This was all a learning process. NDOT's been great to work with, very understanding, and I appreciate them.
Can I ask you a question here for both of you? Are the bridge numbers correct? I'm looking at like 131 total bridges here. Is that?
That is correct.
Okay. So if their number does match our number as of county bridges, I want to make sure we got all that covered. Okay.
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
And commissioners, I'm like Rachel, you have to forgive us, but this, last time this was done was before you were here. It's been a new experience for us to get this done.
Greg, if I ask, if you don't, if these were all rejected, what's the ramifications if you don't inspect the bridges?
Well, they must be inspected. If they're not, we do not, well, there'll come a point where you can't travel the bridges. We'll have to close them if they don't meet inspection.
Okay.
Just end the story. They have to meet federal guidelines in order for us to use them.
Okay. And do you have any concerns as far as the ability of this particular firm to perform the inspections?
No, I've worked with this United Consulting since I've been highway superintendent. They've been good to work with in emergency situations. All you have to do is pick the phone up and they'll come out and inspect something that we think needs inspected immediately. Because they're the professional and the engineers, we've always followed their guidelines, but it's like the bridge repairs that we've done ourselves this year. They've assisted us in being able to do work ourselves and get all of our bridges reopened ourselves except the bridge on Rocky Hill.
Commissioners basically would be the following. There was a request for proposals for what we call the first time. Only one responded and it responded in no. Obviously, there wasn't anything even approved. The highway then resubmitted the request for proposals, per the requirements of both the state statute and the Owen County ordinance. They requested, proposals from 3 firms. They received responses from all 3 firms. 2 were saying they were not going to, in essence, bid, and this is the one. So that you have the opportunity, you can either approve this bid, or you can reject all bids with the understanding, I mean, of historical, it is a service that is mandated and must be done.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, we, gentlemen, I don't know that you're aware, but we've dealt with United in the past. I'm gonna assume that their representative for us has, Mike retired, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that his name? Is it Mike?
Jack Walter.
Okay, he retired and they brought in a new guy, and I have not seen him but one time, so I don't know if he's no longer with them. Do you have any idea? We haven't seen a United rep in here
No,
for
in
a
fact,
while.
Jack contacted me this morning and said that he would be unable to attend today, and he apologized for that. I have met Jack's replacement once, but I can tell you that the person that does our bridge inventory's name is Nick Coker. He's the engineer, handles that, and speak with him often.
Okay.
In fact, I've dealt with him on all the bridges that we worked on and reopened ourselves.
Okay.
He's the man that comes out and puts on the waders or gets in a boat and looks at these bridges for us, and if I picked the phone up right now, he'd answer it. So
Good deal.
they're moving with.
Well, at this time, do I hear a motion to approve United Consulting as our bridge inspection firm? I am gonna request that we get 2 more of these, one for the county attorney and one for the auditor, if we could, please.
Yes.
Do I hear that?
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Dale, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Bob, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Moving forward to the other bids.
Commissioners, there's 12. The reason I asked, I didn't know if you wanted to take a break or not take a break. I'm not suggesting either, but there's 12 and they do all have to be read out loud, so I'm just.
It's gonna take a while, guys. Anybody you wanna take a 5-minute break? All right. I'll take a 5-minute reset at this time. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, we take a 5-minute recess.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Return in roughly 5 minutes. We need Sheila. Yeah, man. to, call the meeting back to order. All right, Jim, if you want to proceed, please.
Okay, gentlemen, for those that have not did the annual bid, this is the annual bid for the highway for materials. There are categories for aggregates, bituminous mixtures, culverts, guardrail, gasoline and diesel, oil, and lubricants. These are on prepared bid packets, so we're gonna open them up. We'll be looking to make sure that they did follow the bid packets, so that everything is, they're bidding the exact apple-to-apple type bid. And look at those by Indiana law, they do have to be opened by witnesses with no problem, but they do have to be read. So that's gonna be the time-consuming part of it. We'll start with category number 1, aggregates. Okay. This is bid number 1. This is from Rogers Group. This is bid category aggregates. It's a sealed bid. Okay, Commissioners, this is on the bid packet of 2022, category aggregates, Owen County. Put their documents in order. It does have the bidder. I just need to double check quick. It has the notary signatures on the packet, aggregate 1. Okay. Through. It does, it's did the form, which is asked to be proper on it. It has been notarized. There's the non-conclusions. And it has, yeah, so this would be, and it is non-domestic still, this would be a responsive bidder. There are multiple categories. Categories are as follows. Number 2, limestone. It has, so this will be bidding the type, the price, and the tons available. There are some no bids on this. This is Rogers Group. Number 2, limestone, price, $7.55, 10,000 pounds available. Number 4, limestone, $11.20, 10,000 pounds available. Number 5, limestone, $12.75, and 10,000 pounds available. Number 7, limestone, $8.85, 10,000 pounds. Number 8, limestone, commercial, $9.15, $9.15, 10,000 pounds. Number 9, limestone, $12.75, 10,000 pounds. Number 11, limestone, $9.10, 10,000 pounds. Number 53, limestone, INDOT, $9.10, 10,000 pounds. Number 53C, limestone, $6.15, 10,000. There are no bids for number 73. Number 9, wash stone. Number 11, wash stone. Number 12, wash stone. Uniform riprap, $13.10, 10,000 pounds available. Revetment riprap, $13.10. Limestone screening, no bid. Number 7, INDOT grade stone, no bid. Number 9, INDOT grade stone, no bid. Number 8, INDOT grade stone, $12.50. So number 8, INDOT grade stone, $12.50, 10,000 available. Number 9 is no bid. Number 11, INDOT grade stone, $12.75, 10,000 pounds available. Shot rock, $8.70, 10,000 pounds available. Snow/ice sand, $5.55 out of Morgan County, 10,000. Fill sand, $5.75 out of Morgan County, 10,000 pounds. Number 12, pea gravel, $6.05 out of Morgan County, 10,000. Fill dirt, no bid. And it, 23 sand, $8.35 out of Morgan County. Graded riprap, $13.10, 10,000 pounds available. And number 73, limestone, INDOT, $9.10 pounds at 10,000 available. That is their bid. That bid is from Rogers, right here. That is Rogers Group. That's their bid. Okay. Okay, next one. They're all aggregate. Okay, Commissioners, this is using the proper packet. This is from Martin Marietta. Martin Marietta, which you pick up in Cloverdale, Putnam County. Okay. All right, using their bids, so they have bid on some. Here, so this is limestone 2, $9, tons available open. Limestone number 4, limestone, $12.50, open, tons available. Number 5, limestone, no bid. Number 7, limestone, no bid. Number 8, limestone C, $12.20, open. Number 9, limestone, $12.60. Number 11, limestone, West Shed, $13.10, they have 3,000 tons available. Number 53, limestone, $9.65. 53C, limestone, $9. 73 limestone, $10.05. Number 9, wash stone, $12.60. 11, wash stone, $13.10. Number 12, wash stone, $13.10, 3,000 pounds available. Uniform riprap, no bid. Revetment riprap, $13.20, open. No bids for limestone screening. Number 7, NDOT grade stone. Number 8, NDOT grade stone. Number 9, NDOT grade stone. No bids. Number 11, NDOT grade stone, $13.10, 1,000 pounds available. There are no bids for shot rock, snow, ice, and sand, fill sand, number 12 pea gravel, and fill dirt. They have used the packets. I filled the notary signs, non-conclusion were in there. They used 1096, and they have. So this would be a responsive bidder. So they did on the first, I just want to double check, because they've got their own form too. So let me, just for a moment, I want to make sure that it matches what I just read. Okay, so commissioners, when you look at their bid packet, this is the proper bid packet that they filled out. They have just also did their own type, but it's the same categories. That is from Martin Marietta. Okay. Okay, this is a bid packet from Lincoln. Lincoln contractor form, non-conclusion affidavit, bid information, signed and notarized. Okay. All right, so Lincoln has submitted 3 bids based upon different locations. So they have a bid for the gravel pit location in Millen Drive of Terre Haute. They have one for Putnamville Quarry on the US 40 in Putnamville. And then they have one for the Steinsville Quarry. They have notarized all of their paperwork, the bid information. They have their non-conclusion affidavit, and then they did fill out the part for the Form 1096. Okay. So, starting, this is a gravel pit location in Terre Haute. There's only a few bids. It's snow, ice, and sand is $5.25, and it's all these are as available. The fill sand is $4.75. The number 12 pea gravel is $10.35. The fill dirt is $7.50. Number 8, crushed gravel at 70%, $11. Number 11, crushed gravel 80%, $15.50. And number 9, crushed gravel at 90% is $15.50, and that is all as available at the Terre Haute location. Their second bid of Appendix A, this is all from the Putnamville Quarry. This is all CG commercial grade. Number 2, limestone, $8, and all of these tons are as available. Number 4, CG, $9. Number 5, CG at $12. Number 7, CG, there is no bid. Number 8, limestone CG, $12. Number 9, CG, $12. Number 11, limestone CG, $12. Number 53, limestone NDOT, $8.50. Number 53C, limestone CG, $7.75. Number 73, NDOT, $9.50. Number 9, wash stone CG, $15.50. Number 11, wash stone CG, $15.50. Number 12, wash stone, no bid. Number, uniform riprap, $12. Revetment riprap, $12. Limestone screening, $7. No bid for number 7, NDOT grade stone. Number 8, NDOT grade stone, $13.50. Number 9, NDOT grade stone, $13.50. Number 11, NDOT grade stone, $14. Shot rock, $7. Snow, ice, and sand, $16. Fill sand, $16. Number 12, pea gravel, no bid. And fill dirt, $4. Bids at the Steinsville Quarry are as follows. They are all as available as far as tons available. Number 2, limestone, $7.35. Number 4, limestone, $7.75. Number 5, limestone, $9.35. Number 7, limestone, $11.35. Number 8, limestone, $11.35. Number 9, limestone, $11.55. Number 11, limestone, $12.35. Number 53, limestone, $7. Number 53C, limestone, $6.50. Number 73, limestone, $8.50. There are no bids for 9 wash stone. Number 11 wash stone, number 12 wash stone, and uniform riprap, there are no bids. Revetment riprap, $10.50. Limestone screening, $7. Number 7, NDOT grade stone, $11.50. There are no bids for NDOT grade stone number 8, number 9 NDOT grade stone, and number 11 NDOT grade stone, no bid. Shot rock, $7. Snow, ice, and sand, $16. Fill sand, $16. Pea gravel, no bid. Fill dirt, $4. And 53X limestone, they bid at $5. And all products are quoted as available. Okay. This is material bid from Jones Crushed Stone, Gosport, Indiana. This here. They have their packet. They put some prices here on their own. I'll double check those. There's bid information. Okay, there's the actual bid. There are the notaries. Things. They filled out their packet. Signature of non-collision. And they filled out their packet of crushed stone. And also, yes, they'll be responsive bidder. Okay, they have also, Jones, so this was submitted in packet number 1 for aggregates. Jones has also bid for, or at least have a packet here for bituminous, culverts, guard roll and post, gasoline and diesel, and motor lubricants. I don't know if they're actual bids or not, so I'm gonna put these here, and then when we get to those categories, I'll submit them. So they're all submitted in the same packet. They may or may not be bids, depending on it. So this is the highway, so I can have. Okay, they have made their own bid, but that is identical, so following our form. So this is a bid package, so we're gonna go straight from the form, but there is no change between the two. This is from Jones. This is number 2 limestone, $7. All of these weights say 10,000 plus or minus on anything that they bid on. Be above or below 10,000. So number 2 limestone, $7. Number 4 limestone, $11.45. Number 5 limestone, $11.45. Number 7 limestone, $12.45. Number 8 limestone, $12.45. Number 9 limestone, $12.45. Number 11 limestone, $12.45. Number 53 limestone, $7. 53C limestone, $7. 73 limestone, $7. No bid for number 9 wash stone. No bid for number 11 washed stone, no bid for number 12 washed stone, and no bid for uniform riprap. Reinvestment riprap, $13.95. No bid for limestone screening, number 7 NDOT grade stone, number 8 NDOT grade stone, number 9 NDOT grade stone, number 11 NDOT grade stone are all no bid. Shot rock, $7.95. Snow, ice, and sand, $9.95. Fill sand, $9.95. Number 12 pea gravel, no bid. Fill dirt, $5. And that is from Jones. Final one on the aggregates. This is from US Aggregates. It has the bidder information. It has 1096, there's the packet, there's the notary's signature, there's the non-collision. Okay, bid offer release, signed and notarized, there's the full bid packet. And signatures on there. Okay, so they have used their own form on the products. It is consistent with the form, it's the same amounts, but they chose to use their own. So this is from US Aggregates, located at 5400 West 86th Street out of Indianapolis. They are submitting bids for the following. Totals available, it says quoted by ton, it does not have the availability. Shot rock, $6.15. NDOT revetment riprap, $9.95. NDOT uniform riprap, $9.95. Number 2 stone, $7.25. Number 4 stone, $8.25. Number 5 stone, $9.50. Number 7 stone, $10.15. Number 8 stone, $10.65. Number 9 stone, $11.50. Number 11 stone, $12.85. Ag line, $6.25. Number 53 stone, $6.75. 73 stone, $7.45. That is on their form, and that completes their bid packet. As far as being responsive bidders, I would point out then US Aggregates, all of their documents are in order. They did use their own form. I think you would be more than able to waive those if you still wanted to. On the form from Lincoln, man, let me go through that again. Lincoln did sign their non-collusion. They did fill out the Form 96. They have the 3 bid forms, and they do have the bidder information, and they have all been notarized. I did not do the full complete 1096. I don't know if how much of that would be important anyway, so if you want to waive that technical part, but everything else is in order. But those will be all of the aggregate bids, and we remind, those can be all accepted. You do not have to, but those can be based on geographic area as far as aggregates, as far as the location. That's permitted in this category.
Jim, if we could, please go ahead and take a motion on that section, so we can move forward.
Can I speak first, gentlemen?
You go right ahead, Greg.
Gentlemen, last year, Martin Marietta bid, and a short time after they bid, we received a letter that they would not honor their prices. We have to use them occasionally if I cannot get stone, but geographically, I do need a quarry in that area. I know US Aggregates did not follow the form, but I would ask that you accept Rogers, Lincoln Park Stone, Jones, and US Aggregates. And merely because the Martin Marietta situation, they did not honor their prices last year after the commission accepted their bids. if for some reason I can't get stone, I'd rather come before the board and ask to go there.
That is in the same geographical area as, Mark Marietta anyway, right? Up off of Ford.
US Aggregates and Martin Marietta are in the same area.
Okay. So we still have our geographic covered.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna recommend that we make a motion approving the Rogers, Lincoln Park, Jones, and US Ag, accept all those bids for geographical purposes. Do I hear a second?
I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioners, the next category is bituminous. I've already opened the Jones bid, so that's been packet, so I'm gonna review theirs first. They did not issue a bid. Okay, so they included the packet and returned it, so, but Jones has not entered any type of bid for bituminous. So Bill, this first one is from Reith Riley Construction. Okay, this is Reith Riley, it is category 2, the bituminous. They have filled out the form, it is notarized. Their affidavit, workplace certifications, non-collusion affidavit has been signed and notarized, and 1096. Okay. Okay, so this is, bituminous has a number of different categories. This first bid, also, this by Reith Riley, they've only bid on the bituminous. They have not made any bids on the calcium chloride, BioSeal, or others. So this is for bituminous hot mix at 9.5 millimeters. The bid is $70 per ton. At 12.5, it is $67 per ton. 9.5 intermediate, $70 per ton. 12.5 intermediate, $67 per ton. 19 millimeters intermediate, $65.50 per ton. 25 millimeters base, $64 per ton. That is from Reith Riley, and there is no bid for item 2, the calcium. The bid is in order, and they filled out all the proper documents.
Can I ask a quick question here? Where's that plant located at, Greg?
They have plants in Indianapolis and Waverly. Reason we asked them to bid, commissioners, we have had to get product from them when the others did not have it.
And that's great. I didn't know how close they were.
They do have a Waverly plant.
Yeah, one there in Warrenville also.
Well, the prices seem to be good, that's why I was curious.
They wouldn't be someone we would use a lot, but.
Okay, this is E&B paving. Okay, they have made their own form, but they've also used the form. Everything is in order. They have sealed and notarized. Laws, domestic still affidavit. There's their 1096. And here, there's the non-collusion affidavit. Signature. Prior uses, and then all their certificates. Yeah, they're bid would be in order. Commissioners, they have bid on the number 2, the same thing as far as, this is column 1, bituminous mixtures, the item 1 hot mix. They have other ones, just to make sure, 61, 58, 61, 55, 52, 50. Okay, so, and then there is no bid on the calcium chloride. Their bid is as follows: 9.5 millimeter surface, $61. These are all by ton. 12.5 surface, $58. 9.5 intermediate, $61. 12.5 intermediate, $58. 19.0 intermediate, $55, and 25 millimeter base, $52.50. There is a no bid on all calcium chloride, BioSeal, or others, and they have offered a option 1 cold mix asphalt FOB plant, QPR high performance cold mix at $110 per ton. And this is out of EP Paving out of Bloomington. That would be their bid, their visit order. Okay, from the outside, there are 2 packets from Millstone Contractors. Both are, say, category 2 bituminous mixtures. So I'll open up the first one. Okay, this is Milestone Contractors out of Terre Haute. There is their 1096. There's the bid form. Financial agreements. Signed and notarized, non-collusion affidavit. Their information, signatures, and their drug policy exempt. So that bid is in order. They have bid on category 1 bituminous mixtures. There is no bid for item 2 calcium chloride, BioSeal, or others. 9.5 millimeter surface, $61.50. 12.5 millimeter surface, $61.50. 9.5 millimeter intermediate, $61.50. 12.5 intermediate, $61.50. 19.0 intermediate, $58.50. 25 millimeter base, $56.50. No bid on any item in item 2. Okay. So the other bid packet is marked the same category. Okay, this is from, do they have 2 locations?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the first one, this is where they distinguish their address. Okay, the first one, the address for those bids that were read are at 400 North 10th Street in Terre Haute, Indiana. This bid packet, the address is listed at 4755 West Arlington Road, Bloomington, Indiana. So Milestone Contractors. They have notarized documents, packets. There's the 1096. Drug-free workplace. Stuff, yeah. And non-collusion affidavit. Okay, and this is at the same company, but a different geographic location. In Bloomington, there is no bid for any item 2 calcium chloride. The bids for the bituminous mixture, 9.5 surface, $59. 12.5 millimeter surface, $58. 9.5 intermediate, $59. 12.5 intermediate, $58. 19 millimeter intermediate, $58. 25 millimeter base, $55. Bids are all in order, and that would conclude everything in the bituminous category. Commissioners, there was no bid from any company on the item 2.
Thank you, Jim. Greg, is it my imagination that these prices went down considerably in 3 years? I mean, weren't we at about $78 a ton 3 years ago?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, I'm just amazed with.
What we used, surprisingly enough, has stayed the same and not went up.
Yeah, that's impressive with the cost of everything related to making this material. Oil, yeah, exactly.
Commissioners, I would request you accept E&B and the Milestone. Terre Haute, also serves the Cloverdale plant, which they have purchased from Wabash Valley. So I would ask you accept, E&B, and both Milestone bids.
The Reeve and Riley you wanna leave out? I'm just, you tell me, it's a long way.
Commissioners, if I buy it from Reeve Riley, I would just soon come to you and inform you that I am and get permission to do so. It's enough higher that I think it needs to be there.
Do I hear a motion to approve, the three mentioned companies, E&B and both, Milestone, Terre Haute, and Bloomington, in the bituminous bid? Do I hear a motion to approve it, all three?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Bob, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Got a second by Dale, all in favor? Aye.
Before we go to that category, they did check the Dropbox and mail. There has been one more overnight letter that would have made it on time. This may or may not actually be a bid, so we're just gonna open it up just in case that it is. On here, we're just gonna double check. And this is for the tax sale. So, no, this is not, but it was very nice of the auditor's office to double check just in case it was a bid. But this actually would go to the property deputy for one of the tax sales. All right, we want to
Thank Lynette for bringing that up.
category. All right, this is for bid categories 3 and 4. This is E3 Bridge.
Maybe they put Greg's Christmas present in.
No. So there is a bid packet for number 3. This is for the culvert pipe, and this is for number 4. So at least I'm gonna open this one for number 3. Looks like we have another competitor here. We'll open that one also and then go to 4. So number 3 is culverts. Okay, E3 Bridge. So let's do it on here. I think they've used their own price sheets, we'll see. Okay, so we have the workplace verification. That has been signed, and the non-collision affidavit is in there and been notarized. Better information. They have them handwritten, very good, okay. Liability insurance, domestic affidavit is in there, notarized. 1096 form has been notarized. And they have additional pricing in aluminum box, culvert, and they have different bridge notes. But using the bridge form, this was a bid, Commissioners, so there's a variety of different prices on these culverts. You can bid on any type of category. You could bid on the galvanized steel, which has a band. There's aluminum, and has a band, and plastic, and then with the sock. They have bid in all categories, and then when they get to the plastic, they've added no bid after a certain size. So the first one is for round culverts. I'm just going to read these straight across. So galvanized steel, $22.78. The band is $56.88. Aluminum is $24.56. Band is $61.40. The plastic is $9.18. Size 15. Galvanized steel, $27.32. Band $68.30. Aluminum, $29.47. Band $73.68. Plastic is $12.62. 18-inch, $34.15. They scribble it out. It's something 3.75, looks like possibly 30, but I can't read it. Then aluminum, 36.85, band 92.13, and plastic 17.16. 21, 38.71, band 96.78, aluminum is 41.76, band is $104.40, no bid on the plastic. 24-inch, $43.26, band $108.15, aluminum $46.67, band $116.68, and the plastic is $29.53. 30-inch, $54.65, $136.63 band, $58.96 aluminum, $147.40 band, $42.26 for the plastic. 36, $66.04, galvanized steel, $165.10 band, aluminum $71.23, $178.08 band, $54.67. 42-inch, $77.42, $193.55, aluminum $83.52, $208.80 band, $72.12 plastic. 48-inch, $86.53, $216.33 band, $93.35, aluminum $233.38 band, $97.22 plastic. 54-inch, $120.16, $340 cents, $129.60 aluminum, $324 band, no bid on plastic. 60-inch, $133.50, $333.75 band, $144 aluminum, $360 band, $151.31 plastic. 66-inch, 144 steel, 144.18 steel, $360.45 band, $155.52 aluminum, $388.80 band, no bid plastic. 72-inch, $157.54, $393.85 band, $169.92 aluminum, $424.80 band. 78-inch, $170.88, $427.20, $184.32 aluminum, $460.80 band. 184.24 steel, $460.60 band, $198.72 aluminum, $496.80 band. 90, $197.58, $493.95 band, $213.12 aluminum, $532.80 band. And final category, 96, $208.26, $525.65 band, $224.64, $561.60 band. For arch pipe, there is no bid for any of the plastic or the sock. It is only bids for galvanized steel and band, aluminum and band. Variety of sizes, so 1713 is 3006, 7515, 3242, and 8105. 21 times 35, 3757, 9393, 4054, 10135. 24 by 18, 4258, 10645, 4594, 11485. 28 by 20, 7459, 11898, 5134, 12835. 35 by 24, 6011, 15028, 6045, 16213. 42 by 29, 7264, 18160, 7836, 19590. 49 by 33, 10519, 26298, 11348, 28370. 57 by 38, 12023, 358, 300.58, 129.70, 324.25. 64 by 43, $135 by 25, $338.13, $145.91, $364.78. 71 by 47, $202.88, $507.20, $220.76, $551.90. 60 by 46, $222.92, $557.30, $231.81, $587.03. 66 by 51, $243.77, $609.43, $263.94, and $609.85. 73 by 55, $267.26, $685.15, $208.20, $723.23. 81 by 59, $317.90, $794.75, $342.90, $857.25. 87 by 63, $324 by 26, $810 by 65, $388.98, $872.45. 96 times 67, $337.75, $8844.38, 362.32, 364.32, 910.80, and 103 by 71, 361.25, 903.32, 389.66, and 974.15. There were no bids on any of the plastic. And turn it over. And then on the very last category, the 112 by 75, 387.68, 969.20, 418.80, and $1,045.45. That is from E3 Bridge. It's in order. Here, get this category. Okay, this is simple. All right, so they've sent the packet. So for aggregates, for this company, they have no bid. For bituminous, next year, they have no bid. Okay, looks like Culverts. Okay, so they have bid only, this is a bid for culverts, the same with E3 Bridge, but this is for plastic. So it looks like their bid is only for plastic.
What company is that, Jim?
This is here. They got their things out of order. So we got Core at Maine Waterworks Supply, located out of Bloomington, Indiana, 14540 Liberty. Core at Maine Waterworks Supply. They have bid for about 8 categories in the plastic only on culverts. On 12, $8.43. 15, $11.62. On 18, $16.25. For 21, no bid. For 24, $27.10. For 30, $39.99. For 36, $49.36, $49.36. For 42, $73.66. For 48, $87.29. For 54, no bid. And for 60, $129.42. There are no other bids. They've sent all the categories for guardrail, there's no bid. For gasoline, there's no bid. And motor lubricants, there is no bid. They kind of sent the packet, okay. Well, all right, they've just sent the packet back to us. There's nothing filled out. There's no notaries or anything. So let me go through this again. So I got the bidder information. We've got the bid. So these are the packets for the other categories, and there's nothing filled out, which is fine, it wouldn't. So there's the Form 96, it has not been filled out. There's the non-collusion certification, it has not been filled out. There's the entire packet, that's not filled out.
So they didn't follow instructions?
They filled out nothing. So I mean, there's nothing filled out that I can find. We go through this first packet again.
I did see the
I see where they've used the form, but as far as like any certification or anything, there's not. They did notarize the bidder information, but any other packet, they have not, and then that's their bidder's form. So that, I believe, is all the bids that we have for category 3. You have any?
Jim, would you go through that Jones stack up there? I think they did the same thing, and it may just be
Yeah, that's a good one.
make sure there's nothing else in those categories.
No, there's no bid.
Okay. You might wanna just take time to flip through that stack and make sure they didn't bid on anything else, we can eliminate that pile, right?
This was all from Jones.
And this company was way higher than all the plastics in the E3.
Yeah.
No, there's no bid for a Coca-Cola Post. I don't think they're in the diesel fuel list.
I didn't figure there would be, but I figured we might as well eliminate it now.
They are not, so Jones. And motor oils and lubricants. There's no bid, okay. So those are all from Jones.
So is that the last pipe bids that we have, that
No.
category?
That, as far as the culverts, that is it, those are the two companies.
And one of them was,
One of them was Core and Maine Waterworks. They bid only on the plastic, only, the rest of the bid package had not been completed.
but did not fill out the proper paperwork.
No, they used the bid form, but they did not fill out any of the 1096, any of the other affidavits, or any of the non-collusion paperwork was not filled out.
So E and B is the only one that we have as a responsible bidder.
Commissioners, I want to bring to light, these are prices by the foot, which is outrageous, at the very least. Way more than we're paying this year. And
Does that reflect your 214% increase?
It does reflect the 214% increase. And it may be tough to get anyone to bid. Jim and I have talked about this, so it would be the commissioner's pleasure in regard to accepting the annual bid from them. I would ask that you, if you can, reject the plastic part of the bid, because I know one company didn't fill it out, but there's a significant difference in the plastic pipes between the two companies. So I would think that we
Rebid that section.
rebid that section, if that's at all possible, and reject their bid, reject Core and Mains totally, but rebid plastic, see if we can.
Yeah, we need to, I mean, they put us numbers together, we just need to make sure that they fill it out properly.
You wanted to reject all bid, I mean, I guess there's the other part too, you just wanna reject all bids and put those out based on those prices. It's all up to you.
I don't wanna get stuck with one company on steel pipe that's outrageous, but obviously no one else bid. Who else last year, Greg, did we have besides E3 on galvanized pipe?
We actually had a company, I'd have to go back and find it, we had a company out of Georgia that would truck it in that bid.
I remember that, yes.
And then we had, Civilcom that bid.
And what I'm asking is, and I don't have to say this in front of everybody, we're all smart enough to know, but supply and demand, trucking, material availability, all those things are at issue here. So we need to have as many options to this product as we possibly can.
Yes.
As long as Greg agrees with what I'm saying here, I'm thinking that maybe that is our best option, is to put these back out for bid on plastic and galvanized pipe. That's my request, if you gentlemen are along with that.
Greg, do you think that they even will bid in and without a high price anticipating? I mean, you know, if it's gonna be like this, just buy them at the time that we need them at the cheapest, best price.
And Jim, under that circumstance, if I wanted and needed a semi, we usually buy pipe by the semi load. Can I put out quotes or bids for,
Sure.
say, 12 pipes of this size, 10 pipes of this size?
No, you could. The annual bid is allowable, so you're set. So this would still be a supply. So let's say you needed 50 culverts, depending if it's gonna be under $150,000, we can put out for 3 quotes and then come back in here. If it's gonna be over $150,000, it would be the bid approach. But yes, if you wanted to put these out for bid at 3 or 4 times a year, that is definitely possible to do.
Well, commissioners, I think that's the way to go and, you know, rebid it for maybe that period of time, but there is absolutely no way that the highway department's budget could handle bringing any inventory in at these prices. And that's what we've always used it for. I think we're gonna have to go at this as an as-need basis, which, may make us wait a few days on putting something in. But I can't buy a semi-load of culvert with my budget like it is right now. When I say semi-load, usually what we did over the last few years is I get the yearly bid, and I know the projects ahead of time, and we ordered 3 semi-loads of culvert last year, and they were delivered the first week of January. Our budget cannot handle this.
With Bob's suggestion, and that's a great idea, why don't we quote these quarterly? And this would be time now to get these quotes for our first quarter.
Okay.
Okay? So let's do that for the next meeting, put them in a quote form.
Would that be what they would, Jim, would they be quotes,
Well,
or they need bids per quarter?
It will be over $150,000.
And by saying that, let's keep your usage for the 3-month period.
3 quotes in. Okay, so I'll get with you, and then we'll figure that it'd be three quotes. You have to give them at least a week before it's time for the meeting, to have that, and then they would come here, they'd be open, read out loud, but you'd be buying a specific, for example, 20 culverts, they would all be quoting against the exact same thing, and then the lowest would win.
I think that's the best way, Commissioner.
All right, well, then, with that being said, I'm gonna make a motion to reject the current pipe bids that we have today. Do I hear a motion?
Most like that.
Okay. I made the motion, Dale seconded it. All in favor? Aye. I appreciate the help. So I think that's the best avenue, and then from moving forward, for this board and the highway and the attorney, for 2022, we are going to do quarterly quotes based on needs at the highway department.
Well, Commissioners, and seeing, and I know he's getting ready to open maybe petroleum, but I'm not so sure that the corrugated and the culvert companies aren't taking advantage of the situation right now, because although other prices have increased, steel has definitely increased, but bridge beams and things don't seem to have went up that much, so.
Well, it also ties our hand, because if we approve one of those particular quotes and they have no product, we're in a world of hurt. So we need to keep that door open.
Okay, so Commissioners, this is category 4, is guardrail and post. This is from E3 Bridge out of Bedford. They've notarized the signature. And I realize they've both been open there, but on the bid sheet, they say see attached. So there is an attached document here. It says bid offer as proposal. It says bridge, culverts, and guardrails. See attached price sheets. Unless they're in there,
Commissioners, I'll just ask that you reject that. Also, if they didn't follow the proper bid form, I think we're probably gonna be in the same situation.
Quarterly.
We need to quarterly look for these things.
They could well be in that binder, but as far as, following this, it says see attached. and I go there, it says see attached.
Is that the only bid that we have in this category? And again, at the request of the highway superintendent, I'm gonna ask for a motion that we reject the bid for guardrail and post. Do I hear that motion?
I make that motion.
Have a motion by Bob, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a second by Dale, all in favor, aye. I also will request, or at Greg's leisure, that we bid that or quote that on a quarterly basis as well to go along with the pipe. And again, those quotes for the pipe as of today and the guardrail need to be let back out as soon as possible, so we've got something going into quarter number 1, which is 3 weeks away here, so.
Okay, this is from Co-Alliance for number 5, number 6. These are for 2 different categories. Category 5 is gasoline and diesel. Category 6 is motor oil and lubricants. These are both from Co-Alliance. They have filled out their bid form. Still affidavit, the drug-free workplace. They have notarized and signature and non-collision. And they filled out their Form 1096 and non-collision affidavit, and it has been notarized. And that's it. So they're in order. They have bid on the following for fuel. Fuel is conventional 87 unleaded, $3.259. 91 plus, $3.619. E10 mid plus, 3.439. E10 premium plus, $3.519. E85 biogas wind blend, 4.359. Dyed K1 kerosene, 3.779. Dyed 2 fuel oil, 3.459. PDX-4 off-road, 3.259. Diesel R, 3.209. PDX-4 on-road, 3.989. However, there are 2 asterisks. Prices may change due to market fluctuation until locked in by Co-Alliance Cooperative. Asterisk 22, prices are base date is set for 12/2/2021. That is for category number 5.
Let me ask a question here, Greg, going back to our quarterly quotes, and I think we may be in the same boat here, whether we use Co-Alliance or we use the company in Bloomington, whatever it is, C&C Oil. We don't buy $150,000 worth at any one time. We don't have the facility to hold that product, is that correct?
That's correct. What we do have, is even with the new tanks that we purchased, we still have to get fuel once a week.
So why don't we quote?
Capacity, but.
Okay, so we're not purchasing over $150,000 at any one time, so why don't we call and shop these fuel prices? Because the market's gonna change.
Yes.
And put that in a quarterly quote form as well. And unless the attorney's got an objection to that, I think that that's our smartest move. Because if we lock into one of these quotes and fuel prices drop 50 cents a gallon, are we gonna be able to take advantage of that? And there's a good possibility that they could hold us to that. So I recommend that we quote that quarterly or as need basis.
Okay. No, I mean, that can be done. You would have to, like an amount, I mean, you would have to be a little more specific than what we have here. You're looking for X amount of gallons that you're looking for.
And Greg knows that, or his staff does by the volume that they have in tanks.
Fuel consumption down for that, and then if it would be the pipes, I'll send those quotes out, but in regard to the fuel, I would like to get that to Jim for him to look over first.
Okay.
Well, here's another good thing to think about. Let's say that we've got budgeted for the year, then I'm gonna pick a really close number, $280,000, and we divide that by 4, there's your quarterly purchase.
Okay, so that is category 5. I think, I don't know if you've taken a motion or a vote on 5.
We have not yet, we're still, so Do I hear a motion to reject the current co-op fuel bid, at this time?
Did we get just the one open or we
One,
got?
that was it.
That's all we got.
The other ones were
That's all we need?
Yep.
Okay,
I'll second it.
Okay, I got a first by Bob, we're gonna go with that one. Second by Dale, all in favor, aye?
all right.
Okay, this is the final category, it's category 6, oil lubricants. It is also by Co-Alliance, it's the same bid packet, all their bid packet is in order. These are for oils and different lubricants, so this is, the price is per gallon, 10 W25, $10.97. 15 W40, $12.03, 10 W30, $10.97, 5 W30, $13.84, 30 SAE, $14.33, ATF vehicles, $13.51, 80 W90, $2.37, extreme tacky grease, $4.04, bulk DEF, $2.299, bulk windshield washer fluid, $4.04, bulk antifreeze, $6.45.
Commissioners, I'm just going to be, we talked about this before, but I'm gonna ask that you just reject these bids and allow us, if possible, Jim, to shop these products in the open market, because that price fluctuates on all these, quite a bit throughout the year.
I'm buy all my oil, like from Rural King or Tractor Supply. It don't even get close to what them.
No, I'm absolutely, I buy all my farm oil right over there at Rural King. So I'm with Commissioner DuBois on that one.
Yeah, there's too many other options of constant sale prices and different things, and we need to have the flexibility to save our dollars.
I think we best buy on the open market.
Yep. So I'll make a motion that we reject the final bid for oil and lubricants at this time, and let the highway superintendent quote those out as well, as we've agreed in the other categories. Do I hear a second on that motion?
I'll second.
I have a second by Bob. All in favor, or excuse me, Dale, you know what I'm doing.
Commissioners.
All in favor?
Aye.
In regard to this category, would you like to put a dollar amount on, something that I'm purchasing that I need to bring into you? Because oil is something we use on a daily basis, so, you know, it could be I have to go to Rural King. For example, I had to replace all the oil in the AV. I had to buy 115 gallons of oil.
You're not gonna buy $5,000 worth of oil or grease at one particular purchase. So, and that's your limit. So you don't need to bring anything back to us as long as it stays under that $5,000 figure.
Right.
So you could buy $5,000 worth of grease, $5,000 worth of oil, you know, $4.99, whatever that, you know.
Right. Thank you, Commissioner.
No, we need to simplify this on all of us, that's for sure.
Can you get a line of credit over at Rural King and stuff?
We have a charge there.
Have a charge over, okay, very good.
You can actually do it on the internet.
Yeah, they can shop those prices on the internet. They could also check Sam's Club for gallons of oil. I mean, there's several different options. Your local stores here, obviously, we want to use them if their prices are.
I get it like 10, 5 gallons at a time, and they deliver for free.
Rural King?
We've got all of the bids open, correct, Jim? Everything's
Yes.
finalized there.
Includes all the bids.
Okay, let me go back and find my sheet. Somewhere. I think we are ready for elected official comments.
Well, you got the resolutions on the holiday.
They are not ready. They have been presented to Jim, the pay schedule. Jim put that together, if I'm not mistaken, and the auditor's office has put together the holiday schedule, but those need to be put into resolution form, so I think Jim's gonna have those ready for us
The 20th.
on the 20th. So the next step, and I don't know where in the heck my front page went, but anyway, Sheila There was no other elected officials out there or anybody for comment, okay. Sheila's next, she's got the, line of credit note, so fire away, Sheila.
There's a line of credit request regarding the landfill. It's just a letter from the bank telling us what the fees will be at the 1.25% or 52.25. And that the first month's bill will be due no later than February 3rd.
And we have already budgeted that in the commissioner's budget at $6,000, so we're covered on that. So, motion to, approve the letter of credit from Owen County State Bank. Do I hear that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion by Bob, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Dale, all in favor? Aye. And Sheila, I don't see anywhere that we're to sign one of these,
No,
but,
it was
okay,
just
just wanna make sure.
Notice letter.
Bob, did you eat my agenda page? I cannot find it here anywhere. I think we're ready for attorney comments next, none for Jim. Okay. I'll comment real quick and I'll either eliminate any more comments or Bob will add to it. Couple different things I've got. Worked 2 years trying to get an exact email list of our current and existing employees. Did not get that accomplished with the previous auditor. I think either Sheila or Sherry has worked with Fourth Phase and we have got that pinpointed down, which will amount to roughly about $1,000 a month savings in our IT budget, which is a total of $12,000. There is some more work continuing in that area. I had a meeting with Fourth Phase last Friday, and with more of those cuts, and this comes from our software bill, we pay about right now close to $4,000 a month, and with MyIndy that supports our Microsoft 365, which is our different accounts. We also have about another $900 that we're spending on Fortinet protection, which we don't need at this time because FireEye, the federal government, is supporting our protection. So I have agreed with him to drop that for the next 12 months to save us another roughly $10,000. So that's in the works for 2022. Obviously, it won't affect the budget because it's already been established, but it's going to give us $22,000 more to work towards other areas in the IT, whether it be cameras, new computers. But what I want to attach to this, starting in January of 2022, we have exactly 4 years to get all of our computer systems to Windows 11. Right now, about approximately, and this is a rough estimate, they're getting a list together, we have 50% of our equipment that will not be compatible. That's a sad number. So with this $22,000 savings, I have requested IT, since we have 4 years to do it, I've requested them, I want it done in 3 years. I don't want to wait till the last minute as we've done many things in the past. I've asked them to take the number of units that we need, give me a dollar amount, and we're going to divide that by 3, and we're going to start working on that immediately. So just want to get that out there. All the new laptops that the offices have purchased during the COVID issue will be able to be updated. Most of our problem is going to be our desktop units that are sitting down below Sheila's feet in different offices. So want to let everybody know we're going to start working on that 2022. The other thing is maintenance gentleman has resigned, has moved out of the county, and I'll let Bob take off with that. Obviously, we're going to have to get that advertised. We go right ahead, Bob.
Advertise for a new maintenance man for the county. The Owen resigned as of this Saturday at 4 o'clock, and Stubby turned in his resignation. So Sheila, we need to advertise for a new maintenance man as quick as possible.
And with that, Sheila and Bob, as you're aware, we've got a job description for that. We can briefly put that in that ad. It also is a 40-hour paying job at a $20 an hour rate. So again, we will advertise that. Anyone that knows a qualified individual, please bring them to the table. In the meantime, we have a highway department that's tore all to pieces. And we have money still that we will get an outside contractor to get that finished up as soon as possible. So I'll throw that into Bob's hands since he's maintenance, and you can get somebody out there to take a look, see what needs to be put back together. The furnace was pulled out of there, Bob.
I'm going out there.
You're going out there, okay, yeah. The furnace is okay. We did get that confirmed that it was cleaned out, did have some mold issues, but it's been taken care of, correct? So I think it's just ready to go back together, so. I guess the last thing that I have, and we talked about this earlier, and I mentioned it earlier to Jennifer, if you gentlemen agree, which I think you do, we had this discussion earlier, that I go talk to the extension office about possibly switching into the health department building and trying to put the health department over into the extension office. We have got a problem with them being dislocated out of the existing building in a non-contractual agreement, and it's gonna end up causing us some issues, I'm afraid. So they have been told by Bob and I in an administrative meet, along with the county attorney, to move back into that facility. Do you agree with that, Jim? They were told that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you see, they have denied that order. So we're gonna give them a facility that they can work out of, regardless. So if you guys have no problem with that, I'm gonna go speak with Jennifer here in a little bit, go over there and make sure it's accommodable for her, and move forward with the health department down there.
Go right ahead, Gary.
I tell you what, let's just put it in a motion, make it official. Do I hear a motion for the moving of the extension office to the health department and the health department over to the extension office?
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Bob, do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Dale, all in favor? Aye. All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I have one thing.
Oh, sorry, Greg.
I assume usually when we're without a maintenance man, the highway department picks up
I was going to ask you to help me with the trash.
like that is, so I need to know where the trash gets picked up, and of course, we've got snow coming Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's gonna be another issue.
If you don't get a maintenance man to push the snow around the courthouse, I can do it again.
And you're doing that free gratis, correct?
Right.
Okay, just want to make that clear to me. Greg, Bob's gonna tell you the trash is downstairs there in that,
Little room on the
little room.
outside.
And Maryland,
Be the ladies' restroom door.
Okay.
yeah, where the ramp goes down.
Did probation maybe too?
Yeah, the back door of that one.
And how many days a week does that need picked up?
I think he was doing it every other day, if I'm not mistaken, is that right?
I have no idea, really.
I think it's supposed to be every other day.
Somebody else.
There's a large cart, Greg, that she puts all the trash in and rolls it down the ramp to put it in there. There's no way we fill it every day, so I would every other day.
I think we were doing here every other day in probation.
I'd do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
If you could do that for us for at least 3 weeks till we get this individual replaced.
You can try that, Greg, and if they don't fill it up, then I'd just go Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
You know, you try the
Yeah,
3 day a week, if that doesn't work, you can do Tuesday and Thursday.
Well, the only thing, if we get snow, gentlemen, that will task me, and I appreciate any help, from Dale, I appreciate that. It's gonna task us to keep the sidewalks clean, that he kept cleaned.
Well, if he can handle that, I'll offer my services as if it does happen coming in well before 7, and I'll use the snow blowers to clear out the parking bumpers and all that stuff.
Where is
So
that stuff at? Is it over here?
it's at the maintenance shop.
Okay.
And I'll make sure Bob's got a key to that padlock now that goes down in there. You should have on his key ring. We'll have to figure out, oh, she's got them all.
Well, if we could have one to that, then I could have guys make sure.
Well, they belong in the hands of all the commissioners anyway, so, we'll make sure you get a key. I know I have a key to that padlock. Do you have one, Bob? You guys
There's
need to
the key to which
go down to the maintenance shop. He's got a padlock on that door. Okay. Let me figure out which one this is and I'll make sure you guys have one, okay? All right, now, motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Bob makes a motion to adjourn. All in favor, aye. Thank you all.
Sheila, you need all these signed on the highlight.